What's up, boys?
What's up?
Oh, you know me. I live the dream every day.
Perpetually.
Oh, so I also need to tell you, Sean, that last week, Spruce String Bean really came through. He didn't actually do a single thing in game terms, but he had some excellent song title puns. Like at one point, he drew his bow and looked down the arrow and said, "I don't know about you, but I wasn't born to run." I mean, come on. Well, in the first one I did, which I don't remember the exact how I phrased it, but I did like one sentence that was just like four song titles in a row.
Was he on the streets of Flavordelphia at all? Like,
Yeah, so the streets of Philadelphia was one of them. I was like, gross. Hold on. It was oh, I always thought I was tougher than the rest growing up in the streets of Philadelphia, but right now I feel like I'm on fire. Which is so good.
oh man.
It's so good. It's so good. I knew you'd be happy.
Can I get
I
your
was like, I
camera,
gotta make my boy
Cole?
proud. He's not here.
Oh,
Well, I'm putting my camera on. It's starting to make noises. The fuck?
Ghost in the Machine.
Goes in the shell.
That as well.
Nice, dude. All right.
Reppin'.
Oh, that looked like it hurt.
Oh yeah, I gotta put it back on.
Oh, fucking shit. Slowly more.
Denver came to play.
Yeah. That was the safety from Buffalo just laid close on that. But I mean, like, they showed it like 8 times. As long as you don't die, they'll show it like 9 times. You know?
Yeah. Unless you die, then they'll show it once, and everyone will Google it.
What's like, who was it this year whose knee went out and like was the runabout? It was
Oh,
Nick
they didn't
Chubb.
show
I couldn't
anything.
even-
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't even rewind the game. Like it wouldn't even let me rewind on the on the TV. It was weird. Like that
It
shit
was
crazy.
it was that gruesome. I think
Yeah.
it was that gruesome. All right, now we're lined up. Oh, I should have been in editor mode. What a dummy I am.
What a fucking idiot.
What a fucking idiot, lads.
Boo this man.
Boo. Alright, starting scene. So we're expecting Nugbug, Fetha, and Yugdab.
Yes.
Oh,
Man.
fuck yeah. They updated D&D Beyond unless I was just brain dead and didn't know I could just press that instead of pressing the attack and the damage.
You literally said that last week.
Yeah, I know. I
Oh
just
wait, hold
remembered.
on.
I was
Zach's
so
got
stoked.
Zach's got his RP shirt on. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's
Flexing.
good. It's incredible.
Let's go. Hold on,
So
let me
I
get
like-
my let me get my helmet.
I got out of the shower like half an hour ago and I saw that in my closet. I was like, might as well.
Did shit change in Roll20 too?
Yeah, they have like an optional opt-in for like the new layout they're rolling out.
I can't hear shit.
I'm at an age now where news sounds terrible.
Sean,
It's more
you've
like
always been like that.
Rehashed.
Wait, I can kind of hear you.
What are you talking about?
Yo, it's like
Give me the-
echoing into the helmet.
Give me the flip phone.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I love my flip phone. Thank you very much. I think you guys all know that about me, so whatever.
Hey Cole, you'd be proud today. Like I was using a microplane, and I actually had to tell someone it's a microplane.
Oh, really? You did not. You know, I would have been really proud if I had heard that. Like, Yeah, that would have made me really happy. Yeah. And then they were like, "Fine, let me go get the melon baller." And you were like, "You done fucked up today." It's a Parisian scoop, or as we like to call it, an eye gouger. Wait, no.
As Dexter would call it.
Yeah. I'm honestly like, it warmed my heart. You tell that microplane story. That's the kind of petty, fucked up person I am. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Well, the best part is like on the handle on both sides it says microplane on it, and I'm like,
Oh God.
if that isn't assurance enough that I was wrong.
Some sort of fucking sign or something.
It might as well just say fucking idiot on the bottom.
All right. Tonight we will wear the red Switzerland beanie.
Nice.
You know where I got this?
Early wear
Where'd you get
Christmas
that?
hats.
Switzerland?
Orlando. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I
shit.
got it.
Orlando. Motherfucker.
Did you get it when you were walking back from the World Trade Organization?
Yeah, no, actually, on the way back from the WTO, I didn't have time for any stops. Not even for a hat. You know, because I just shit my pants. All right, never mind.
The
Moving
hat
on.
would have come in handy, actually.
Alright, this is my friend Cole, and he took a giant shit today.
Yeah. No, look, I'll tell you this. I know one thing about the WTO. There's at least one chair in that building that smells like shit. And I know this for a fact because it's my fault.
Yeah. Had you had the hat on, it probably wouldn't have made it out of the World Trade Organization.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You know,
man.
the good days, you know.
It's one of the funniest stories I think I've ever heard.
It's really good.
All right. So, would you rather?
Yeah, you got one?
No.
go. Aw.
Fucking
I had one
cocktease.
like, I think I had one like 3 weeks ago, but I didn't write it down. Even if I had, yeah. I still
Oh,
don't.
also, we've been big proponents of rolling physical dice recently. So if you have dice you
Oh,
want
yeah,
to roll,
man.
bust them out.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I actually have a dice box
Fuck yeah.
that's full of a bunch of other shit that I can just dump and add to the shit that I gotta clean up tomorrow. So yeah, it sounds great.
Hell yeah.
We let things get weird up in this house.
Mess for future Sean to clean.
It's like, oh, you cleaned up a little bit today? Let's fuck that all up right now. Dump these 30 knickknacks out of your dice tray.
Going to take a 5-minute.
I'm sure there's an empty drawer around here somewhere I can dump all this shit into. An inhaler, because I'm not asthmatic.
Like, what?
Gotta bust him out.
Yeah, when I got COVID, they gave me an inhaler, and like I used it, and my blood sugar went up to like fucking 400.
Just really?
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm not using that again.
Did they give you albuterol?
Let's not touch that.
Yeah, it's I think it was albuterol. I don't know. It was albuterol.
We're like,
Okay.
hey guys, we fucked up.
Made
We
my
accidentally
blood
gave that
sugar
dude the
go fucking-
liquid
We
sugar.
gave him the sugar spray.
We gave him the sugar vape.
Well, like I took
Uh-oh.
it, and I had a CGM on. My CGM started beeping, and I'm like, I haven't heard that one before, because I only heard it when it would go low. And I was like, that's weird. It was like, you're
It's like
hot.
it's frantically
Very
like, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. You need insulin now.
And it was like, you may want to take some insulin. I took some insulin, and it was still yelling at me like an hour later.
Damn, bro.
Oh, let's not fucking use that shit again. It was fun. COVID.
That
man.
sounds terrifying.
Those days were. Let's not do that again.
You know, you think the doctor would know that it would spike your.
Well, he was like, the funny part was, he was like, hey, do you want to take this new, it was like the new drug that they had, like the new COVID, well, I don't know what they called it, I can't remember. And I was like, well, since it's brand new, like, and I'm diabetic, probably not. And I was thinking, he's gonna give me something that's not really gonna fuck with me because I said because I'm diabetic, I don't want to take this new drug that just came out. And nah, he just gave me fucking
Sugar spray. Bro,
Yeah.
he missed the field goal. Oh my god. Oh wait, we can't talk about that.
But I've also had doctors ask me if I'm still on insulin when I go to them. So
I am on the Lin.
You're like, has your diabetes progressed to the point where you don't need the insulin anymore?
it just went away.
Yeah, it just went away.
Whoa, that's so. I'm looking it up right now, and it just said that albuterol has no effect on your blood sugar. Has no clinical significant increases in blood sugar
I don't know what the fuck it was, man.
or blood glucose, I should say.
'Cause I was on that. They gave me like 2 or 3 different things to take. 'Cause it was steroids. And it was Taylor. I can't even remember.
Well,
Maybe it was just having COVID.
yep.
Oh,
Hopefully.
okay. So diabetes patients without CF have a significantly greater increase of glucose with time.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't even know if we got a confirmation from Nugbug.
He said he'd be late.
Yeah, he said be a little late.
Oh, there we go. Boom.
Kate's just finishing up something in the kitchen, and she's gonna hop on.
I'm gonna have all these physical dice that I'm actually finally gonna be able to roll.
Yes.
You know what? It's all
Yay.
thanks to Call of Cthulhu. Like I started rolling my D100s because fuck the computer on D100s, dude.
Yeah.
What are the chances of a physical D&D?
No, they make them. It's kind of like
I'd be down.
No, like where
Really,
everybody-
what the fuck? Like, what?
physical D100 is what he said, right?
No.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's what I heard. What'd you say?
He said a physical D&D night.
D&D night.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you know they make those.
they do
you know
make
they make
those. You know
They
what
make
it
'em.
requires, bro? A golf ball.
Look how.
No, man. We just gotta find a time and get together. I'm 100% in on something like that. I would love to be involved.
I'm down
Well,
for sure.
Like I said, I'm pretty much gonna have most of December and January off. I think so.
Nice.
All right.
Hopefully,
Well, let's
We should
definitely
get a
something going.
weekend and get an Airbnb and just fucking close in and play D&D.
Come out looking like fucking naked mole rats because we've been away from the sun for so long.
hmm
coming out looking like some what are the little white the gnomes?
Irish.
The
Okay. All right. Why?
I'm Irish, I can say.
Kate,
that.
apparently you're half white
Very
gnome.
nice.
Kate.
There you are. I'm
Kate's half
all
Irish.
Irish, so that's why it's okay.
Those little white gnomes that are hurt by the sun.
As an Italian in this conversation, I don't feel comfortable responding to this.
Nick Swardson from Nick Swardson
That's right.
from what was that movie where they got the baseball team together?
Oh my god, fuck. I don't remember.
Day of the Sun.
It would always be on Comedy Central. I would fuck with that movie. Oh, that's a 12.
Oh.
That's a... What is that? That's a 2.
Oh
Fuck.
man,
15. You gotta warm up
So
your
how's
dice.
everybody feeling?
I have to.
I am
Is anybody-
scared.
Did anybody here re-listen to last week?
A little bit.
I gotta tell you, I had a great time in listening to it. I feel like I say that every week, but this one was really good. There's great roleplay across the board. Ray, your moment of ending Sargoth was really cool. Then we took the break and I came back and described Sargoth's final moments in sort of half gory detail. It was a really fun thing to listen to. James isn't here, but Nugbug turned into the mummy. I was really happy with the description I gave him. I feel like he was like so overwhelmed with it all last week. He was just
How
like,
could I
"Oh my
forget
gosh,
that?
this is so,
Nugbug
it was
became
so
a
awesome."
fucking mummy lord.
Yeah,
Oh,
Let me
and
give you
then
a close up, buddy.
who
Yeah, we got
here
a-
remembers?
We have a legendary creature on our team now.
Yeah. Who here remembers the vignette from the end of the episode?
Not I.
With the little girl yelling at Phineas.
Yes, I remember
yeah.
that.
Oh fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, that was fun. That was playful.
Phineas
made me
quote
nervous.
unquote got away, and then some shit went down at the docks.
Yo, physical dice are so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on, maybe.
I took 3 rolls and I rolled above a 15 each time.
Guys, Sean is the person who I have watched in person roll 4 1s on 5d6s.
Oh my god.
But they're not d20s. They're not.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 2 right there.
I mean, you got a 1 in 6 chance for every throw you have, so.
That's why I've
Maybe
been
these
using this
20s are just more your luck.
But you
little
get
3D
4 out of
printed
6.
dice
That's
tower.
crazy.
It's made it so like I don't feel like I'm rolling wrong or something, because that shit's got to
You just
tumble.
well, if you get upset, you can just throw the dice tower across the room, and you don't have
Easy.
to like.
Easy.
Yeah.
Along
for
with your
sure.
army.
Oh, I just have to turn on Sirenscape, and then okay, so let's do last call. If you guys need drinks, smokes, anything
Yep.
you need to get it, and we're gonna start with the intro here in like.
I'm gonna
2
go fry
minutes.
some chicken wings real fast. I'm just kidding.
Hell yeah.
Can I respectfully ask you don't?
Go get the air fryer. Just set up the air fryer. It'll happen fast.
I'm gonna set it up next to my mic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
right
set it up
next to the mic.
my
I
mic.
want to hear. I want to hear
Yeah.
the sizzle.
I want to hear the skin crisp.
Yes.
Runners
I
to the
want-
kitchen.
I want to hear the bubbles slowly go down because there's nothing left to cook.
You just hear
Just
a bell,
all
and
crispy.
you just hear a bell, and I yell, "Runners!"
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries
Hands.
are done. Ding, fries are done.
Hands. Somebody give me some fucking hands now. We don't yell like that in the kitchen. It's not a good idea. Hey, look. This is a cool thing I found on the internet. It's a giant circle.
Oh,
But
is that like
if you
is
see,
that like the planes? That's
yeah, no, it says like 10-foot radius,
Oh,
20-foot
shit,
radius,
you've got
5-foot radius.
squares,
That's awesome.
O's, all
and then
that.
there's even dice numbers on it. So if you put it down and you need to know a direction, you can roll a dice and use the corresponding direction. And then it's got the
Man.
different cone sizes inside of the circles. There's
Yo,
squares
that's
and
awesome.
cones with
Like a
yeah,
universal spell shape check.
yeah,
Fucking
spell
love
shape
that.
template thing. So on the topic of potential in-person game, let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
dude.
I got AIDS, game AIDS. You know.
Yes.
Guys, I'm just
We
going
Right.
can
to
use
roll,
the
roll in
rollout hex
template.
thing to just be a
and never do
measurement
it.
for your terrain, because you already have a bunch of terrain.
Yeah.
If you want to have a bad time playing games with Cole, involve template.
Ball template.
Look. He's talking about a different game. Let's not discuss that. And D weapons were overpowered. Yeah, I agree.
In a galaxy, in a long, long time
In a
ago. In a
Nope,
galaxy.
that's not. It's not even.
long ago.
Oh, a place where one of your friends comes from, actually. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, having come so far and fought very hard against large foes, you all find yourselves, your respective characters, you all find yourselves in just this strange moment of silence, like this calm for a moment after the storm. The storm in this case was kind of a literal storm in a sense. At one point, part of it was a firestorm or meteor storm that hit you, which felt like a storm. Yeah. Just moments ago, Holden was running around desperately, spare the dying. The party was desperately running around trying to heal and bring back up injured party members. As in the last moments of this fight, Rakshasa Rorden Gamzee, having been felled, his form grew in size to 3-4 times, maybe even larger. Arms sprouting out of his back, revealing his true form as an archdevil, a fiend of the most dangerous kind. And who's to say what would have happened if he had stayed to fight you? You still had a lot of spunk. You still had a lot of power. But he was very, very powerful. He didn't choose to attack, though. He chose to go back to his realm and await you. So that if you do choose to face him, he can truly bring the full brunt of his terrifying power against you. But he left, but not before hitting you with that literal storm we were discussing a moment ago, and taking a lot of the lower level party members out. A few key people were spared by the Beholder's anti-magic thing, but the Beholder himself fell. All of this only occurring after you managed to kill a Sphinx? Is that right? No, I must be reading the script wrong. You can't kill Sphinxes, right? Oh, well, I guess you can actually, because you guys did. And Ray finally finding long sought-after vengeance against his nemesis Sargoth, ending his life with the snap of his fingers. Phineas got away, and now you find yourselves. Anybody who was down that you wanted to not be down has been brought back up. Sargoth still lays lifeless on the floor. The Sphinx is stabilized, but not yet brought back to life. Nebi Kanebi is back up, taking a moment to find his bearings again. Definitely being knocked unconscious or killed would not be a familiar experience for him. And that's it. There's this strange moment of silence. I think that, Griff and Ray are probably still pretty focused on Nala and Sargoth. I know Holden, you would run around the room healing people. Eos had helped out as well. And as you all sort of take your bearings and the adrenaline wears off and you stop breathing so heavy and have a moment to actually find yourself in the space, anybody who looks at Lord Nugius Bugius notices an immediate and striking change to his persons. Some of you knew about the mummy wraps that had maybe taken effect on, or that had the word I want is the mummy wraps that entwined themselves around his body, entrenched themselves in him, were slowly taking him over. In that final blast from the Rakshasa, Nugbug did fall. However, in his moment of death, before he could be revivified, resuscitated, or anything of the like, he was born anew. The wraps spread themselves instantaneously over every part of his body, covering, his head, his face, his arms, his fingers, everything, every single bit of exposed flesh. But not just old wraps. I mean, they had always looked like mummy wraps, but now they look pristine wraps, well put together. They're white, not gray. And throughout them are little bits of gold, little gems and jewels and trinkets. Truly, truly the barding appropriate for a king or a lord. Right now, you guys, he's still wearing his robe. It's a little charred and beat up, but, you can probably not see a ton of it. But even on his hands and face, his face now is wrapped. The trinkets are there. His eyes glow from behind slits in the wraps, and the wraps sort of move a little bit with his mouth when he talks. So that'd be one of the most notable things. Jenny, with a massive perception, did notice Peepop and bring him back as well. Henry is still a pile of parts in the back of the room, being the one victim directly taken out by Ward Gamzee's fury. Anybody has any questions, please ask them now. Other than that, it's going to hand over to you guys with no initiative. Okay?
Would Alisaria's or Zanari's Asamir background, would they know anything about, like, Sphinxes or anything like that?
I think you had already made a few rolls when you met the Sphinx earlier. I think we would definitely be appropriate to maybe let Alisaria make a roll. But what specifically about those? Maybe you can make a roll if it's something,
If
you want general knowledge, I think you
no,
tap that
I
out.
don't think general knowledge. I think it would be more specifically like this one, and like what it like. Do they like preside over like a plane, or are they always just kind of this ephemeral, like more legendary thing? I guess what I'm asking is this one a known entity with its name, or is like when we learned its name, is it like, oh, now we know a Sphinx's name? Or is it like, oh, this is the legendary Teardrop Muse who did this, this, and this? I guess I'm leaning more towards like a history check.
Yeah, yeah. So roll a history and then also give me an insight in conjunction with that, please.
Okay, so I'll roll the history, which is a +0. I'll roll d20. Ooh, not good. A 2. And then I'll do an insight with a +1 for 19 total on the insight.
Excellent. So again, with the history, there's definitely not much. What you know is that you know the basic knowledge about sphinxes you're already aware of. You've definitely never heard of Teardrop Muse before. Um, the name of the other sphinx hasn't been mentioned yet, so that doesn't trigger. But with an insight, with the 19 on insight, it's very much like you believe that this was Teardrop Muse's lair, and you believe that Teardrop Muse killed that other sphinx. But like, as you look
so
around,
the connections are
realize,
kind of getting made. Like this Sphinx
you realize
seemed
two
to be tied
sphinxes
to this
didn't live here.
place, right? And one showed up
But no, yeah,
to have a talk, and it got violent.
exactly. You notice the space. It's like two sphinxes didn't live here. So like those three facts are important.
Okay.
Because of what you said, yeah.
With that, I think, and the way Nugbug looks kind of scary, I think Thanari would stand up and walk over to the Sphinx, where Holden has also placed the Sphinx's body in between him and Nugbug and is kind of considering healing. I'm not going to go any further from there. I want to see what everybody else is doing.
Alrighty. Haliax or Spruce? Any thoughts in this? So Haliax, your big thing was you helped Yugdad kill the Sphinx, as well as you fucking beat on some elementals. Again, Spruce made a lot of really cool puns. He didn't do too much active participation.
Sounds like Spruce.
Just because you weren't here.
Give me a second. Let me look at my stuff real fast.
Sure.
No, that's fine. What do you think, Ray? Do you think, what do you got? You are muted, by the way. Now that you have your camera on, it's not you might be muted. I can say you are muted. Just good.
Well, I guess Ray didn't know that the Sphinx is dead. But now that he knows that it's not dead, he's got a question or two to ask it. If it wakes up.
Again, it's currently unconscious. It's like stabilized, but not. You guys did. I think it was Holden specifically made the choice to like save it at one point, so it wouldn't be fully dead.
Yeah,
I think he gave it the old spare the dying.
I think at this point he's just going to pop it with the first level cure wounds.
Well, we can save that. I think that's a good point to move past like the what are you doing in these immediate moments.
Hold on.
Let's pocket that for 1 second.
Hold on.
If that's cool.
Before you do that, Fetha's putting dimensional shackles on this thing.
Let's say that, or can I just can I
Yo,
train him?
that is
Well,
smart as
If
shit.
Holden sees Fetha putting the
You still have
shackles
the
on, Fetha is gonna think we're trying to like take it prisoner or something.
Can I just grapple it?
I have a few questions for this thing, and I'm not going to give it a chance to get away.
I feel like if we save its life, it would answer a few questions.
We can save its life and keep it here at the same time.
As you guys are having this conversation, Griff walks up from behind. He's holding something in his hands. He looks at you, Holden, and he goes, "Brother, can't believe it's you. Can't believe it worked. I'm so glad you're back. Please take this extra set of clothes. I'm sick of looking at your naked body. It's disgusting without any feathers on it. And he offers
I don't
you
even
a,
have
some
like
basic
what's
clothing.
disgusting.
Yeah, you're still naked, and nobody has acknowledged that you're back.
Well,
So I'm
he's
gonna figure
also
that
not
happens to
like
you.
he's not like a he's like a doll. He's like a burlap like doll.
He's a
That's
sock
right.
puppet.
You're
Yeah.
in sock puppet form.
Yeah.
All right. Looking at your
Mhm.
weird puppet form freaks me out. Put some clothes on, please.
You're right. I don't like you seeing my seam like this. Yes, give me that overcoat, please. I'll don the clothing. And then I'll give him a big hug. Like, a little too long. I
Yeah,
don't know
he
how
embraces
Griff
you back
is
fully.
with like hugs and stuff, but I'm hugging that motherfucker.
He is very happy to see you, and he wraps his wings around you.
Nice.
Like, not just
Rub
his
your
arm.
burlap sack on him.
Why?
Don't
Every
get too
time
close to
why?
the seam, Griff.
Oh my god.
Is
Okay.
this a point
There's a
where
disease. There's a disease.
Jenny is there and Jenny is alive, and as far as
Jenny
Holden
is
knew,
here
Jenny
alive.
was dead when he left.
Oh, so what I was gonna say was, as you guys are hugging, he wraps his arms around you, and he's like, not like loud crying, but like whisper crying in your ears. He's like, "We got her. We're gonna her back. We got her back.
What?
She's here.
How?
Yes, Jenny." He like pulls out, like puts
Yep.
the arms out to hold you. She's here. Over there. She's brought a friend back. Yes, we're in the someone else will explain it. It's quite crazy. We did it. We got you back too. And goes in for like a firm, manly grasp handshake.
I'll give him the predator handshake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fucking
Yeah.
you guys link it up.
Yeah.
He claws your never mind. Okay.
He claws my ass, my rear.
No.
Okay, so
And Jenny and Peepop are still like having their moment or whatever, down
Sure.
away from everybody else for now. So Ray, what were you saying? Yeah, the Sphinx it's not conscious currently, but it's not dead either. You could
it's
probably
no
participate in the
longer
conversation.
mechanically
Yeah, no,
no longer dying.
He'd have some questions referring a dream sequence he had with this Sphinx just probably an hour ago.
True.
For the purposes, since James isn't here, if you guys need him, like you can you can have him make the Beholder do whatever you want.
I thought the beholder.
So consider
was,
Nebi like under your control. No, you guys brought it back
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
because you thought about it and kind of determined that if it died now, it would be bad for the tooth thing, and also it sort of saved your ass. So like.
Nice.
But
Same
you could let's say James had it. The anti-magic ray is off, because you can just say it's off. That's how the Beholder works. You choose if it's on or off. So we'll just say that's off currently, and the Beholder and James and Nebi Kanebi are having some sort of deep conversation off to the side.
With
if you
that
need the
knowledge,
Thing,
with that knowledge, I want the Beholder to turn on its magic ray and direct it only at the Sphinx, so it cannot do anything magical.
Well, so yes, but you guys have to set that situation up, right? Because it is a cone that goes 150 feet and expands, and there's no way around that. So you have to have the Sphinx somewhere where you're not, but you're behind the Beholder, intimidating it. Like, that's for you guys to determine. But the Beholder will turn on the ray when you want it to.
Okay. So instead of using the dimensional shackles, I say we put this wounded creature. Oh, excuse me. Instead of using the dimensional shackles, I say we put this wounded creature somewhere towards the back and have our buddy Nebi Kanebi here keep him in the anti-magic ray for a while. Because it surely won't be strong enough to get away with just damages sustained.
All right, that's a fair
So-
compromise, Fetha. I can agree. As opposed to the shackles, which directly imply imprisoning a beast of time and space. I think keeping ourselves safe is smart. I agree.
It's good to have you back, Holden. I missed you, buddy.
Boy, it's a lot better to be logical when you're not just constantly smelling like a hut of pizza at all times.
Ugh. I heard huts of pizza can smell very savory.
You're telling me the whole hut was built out of pizza?
every hut.
actually is pizza?
There was a village of these huts. And don't get me started on the overseer, John Papa.
It took a village of those huts. It took a village of those huts to raise a smart person too.
Okay.
Speaking of smart people, has anyone asked the question? So were all three of these guys working together? I mean,
It
the
seemed
sphincter,
like it. There was some
uh,
communication between the pile
the
of
frog
guts
off,
over
and
there and that kind of fancy
Mm.
fellow who disappeared.
Yeah, squeaky
Devil
voice. That
McDevilson?
guy.
Yeah. And so what what did he turn into there, Ian? That was kind of scary, you know.
Who Rorden?
Yeah.
Have I seen that form of him before or no?
Yeah, can I
Have
roll
you
to
ever-
see if I
can you
know what
roll?
that is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Arcana?
you guys can roll Arcana or History, whichever is better, or Religion. For anybody who wants to roll. For you, Holden,
So are we rolling
you
dice?
yeah, whatever you want. You recognize the creature, like not you never saw him directly as that, but like you saw creatures like I think like you had dreams about that creature while you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw that form and you like intrinsically knew you were like, oh, that makes sense. Like the
Yeah.
dreams I
Okay.
would have when I was there, he was like that in my dreams. But the time you were there, he was being Warden Gamzee.
Maintaining. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
yeah,
I got you.
I rolled a
Araxash.
I rolled a 27
I got a
For
14.
history?
on
Was it
Arcana.
history or religion?
Arcana.
History.
Arcana, that's fine. So yeah, so for history,
History's also plus 8, yeah. So
yeah, okay, well, this is you guys recognize this as like an arch level creature, okay? Um, for you, Phil, with the history, it's more like you've heard of such creatures, right? You've heard of like I think or you've heard of like Karlak, right? The Fury of Avernus, like she's an archdevil. And you realize like you recognize this to be like a creature of like that same level of power. It was like that rank, but in the flavor plane.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. For you, Sean, more specifically with an Arcana of 22, you get more of an idea of what a creature like this would actually be capable of. Like it could essentially choose to be immune to like a lot of forms of magic. It's gonna be extremely physically powerful and magically gifted. And should you face such a creature on its own turf, it will have full control of the world around it. Time even itself. So, the most with an arcana, you're thinking of it more in terms of like archfey, and you think about like the powers they have, and you imagine this would have very similar style powers, but like a lot more flavorful and savory.
heard. Uh, so yeah, we yeah, facing that guy on his turf's gonna be tough. If he is what I think he is.
Yeah, I'm not too keen to rush off to that adventure yet.
Yeah, no.
That meteor shower hurt.
Okay, so yeah, I mean,
I
that's some knowledge, I guess.
So are we
there's
planning
no
on?
reason to go back to that place for any of us, right?
Not
Betha usually
really.
ready to like go gung ho and kill something. Looks at Holden and he gives an agreeing nod. Pulls out a blunt and starts smoking it.
Now, before we move past this, I want to take this very seriously, all of you. I can guarantee, goddamn to you, that's not the last we'll see of that thing. And I feel like it'll pop up at the worst possible time. And we may have him on his back foot, but I'm not going back.
I wouldn't take you back.
Kind of walk over to the Sphinx
Take
body
me
and chill.
home.
Holden, I would never
Save the
subject you to going back there.
Ramsey can just
Savory
practice his recipes and
roll, take me home.
maybe he'll find some other world to be a cook in. Who knows?
Hopefully, if he does come back.
with what you said. It's probably not the last we've seen of him. Hopefully, it doesn't become a problem we're forced to deal with. And if it is, we'll understand if you're not by our side, Holden.
Just give him a nod.
I mean,
Gives you a
if he
third
does
nod.
show up, it's not much we can do about it, but just punch him in the balls until we can't punch him in the balls anymore.
I like that plan.
That's Haley X's quote. That's going on your shirt, bud.
Ray, you said you had some questions for the Beast, and I think Fetha had some as well. How about Yugdab or anyone else?
No, you don't have any questions? Okay.
I mean, are we?
Is Yugdab reacting to the end of the fight in any specific way? Is she like just staring at the Sphinx, pondering her destruction? Is she more concerned with like helping others? What is she just sort of like generally doing in the moments after the conclusion here?
Well, I know. Hi, guys. By the way,
Hi.
I know that Yugdab was eating some leftover creatures that were hanging around, and I
Yes,
think
you
right
pulled
now,
it. Yes.
I think right now she's just snacking, trying to recover from that terrible meteor shower, and definitely agreeing with the idea that going back to the plane where he came from is not on my priority list at this moment.
Very cool. Yeah, you drug a pepperoni golem to a puddle of cheese, elemental fondue, and had a little charcuterie.
Oh, and I'm the bad guy, and I'm the bad guy for holding people in fire.
At least they're dead.
They're
Which,
done.
what she did isn't a war crime, buddy. Or it only is on the savory plane of flavor, and we're not there right now.
Depends on what plane of flavor you're from.
I'm not from their plane, thankfully.
So,
Alright,
are we planning on waking the Sphinx up, or?
Yeah, Holden's
I mean, are we gonna ask
Holden's
him-
at one knee next to the Sphinx's head, and kind of over time during the conversation has been kind of putting it in a position of, I guess, rest position. Like if it was laying on its arm weird, like popped it out, you know, all that.
Do we want to subdue him before we wake him up, or are we just gonna wake him up and be like, hey? Well,
I think we should
He wants
clear
to
out the area
wrestle this
behind it.
thing so hard, I can tell.
I think, from what I know of these things, is they value information a lot more than blood. But I can't speak for this thing. It clearly wanted to kill us. And let's say I've got a hunch that a being like this, with a favor owed to us, would remember it. Would you all agree?
I think that's a
Yes.
fair assumption.
But should I have just fought this thing with an encyclopedia from the get-go?
I think if we hadn't had the human transgressors involved, this may have been a different interaction entirely.
That makes
Well,
sense.
remember, the Sphinx stated that it gave, its prize to Phineas a long time ago.
So it was just
So-
doing Sphinx things.
No, it's been in cahoots with him,
Yeah.
like wanting to be like, I don't want to do
I'm willing to bring it back up, but I'll leave it to the group. However
Unless we
you
put the
all
anti-magic
wanna do
ray on it first.
Yeah, I mean, we can just assume you guys you throw it down here, you respectfully move the body. Ray? Do you do anything specific for Sargoth's body?
Oh, I think we
And we can
ended
talk
last
about you and
episode with
Nala.
us looting him, right?
Yes.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I think.
I was gonna ask if the
Thanare
body's been
has-
looted.
Venari and
looting
Holden were
Sargoth.
like ripping through his robes.
Were there
Yeah,
mummy
that is
wraps
like
on?
exactly where we ended. Actually, which is really funny. I forgot about that.
Oh, I
Let me
think.
pull up his
And I
damn
think-
character
I
sheet.
think
I think
just
the rotten hand that I had, I like scorched it in queso or something, so now it's kind of like a skeletal bone hand.
yes.
Yeah,
It's still
yeah.
like semi-molten queso cheese. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I also just want to put out there that it's not like we're power looting to steal anything. Obviously, I think it would just go to the
Like
group, and
information.
whoever could use it the best would get it. I think Holden has the identify spell. Let me see.
I was thinking more along the lines of if there's anything like information-wise tying
Oh,
the three
absolutely.
together, or like
Absolutely.
that kind of stuff. Like,
Letters,
Yeah,
journals,
maybe
things like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Clickable quest.
All right,
items.
within Sargoth's pocket, you find several things.
Hold on.
Actually,
I'm not prepared.
I'm not even gonna have you guys roll. One person roll investigate. At
Who's the
disadvantage.
best at it, and we'll buff them.
I'm Joe.
All right, hang on.
+4.
No, you guys are able to. He didn't die in like a super violent manner. You're able to pretty
Yeah,
sufficient.
I got -1.
a +2, so not the best.
Yeah, same. -1.
I'm not making you guys roll. It's okay.
Okay.
You guys find a dagger.
Oh my god, this pen is trash.
Like
a
a
set of
normal-looking
common
dagger.
No.
clothes.
No. Okay, dagger. Shoddy
We'll
clothes.
call it a bloody robe.
Okay.
Okay.
There is a set of chainmail, very light chainmail. There's a mysterious-looking staff.
Nice.
There's 2 stones.
Were
We should
they
save those for
floating-
Garmello.
Two stones.
floating around his head at any point, or no?
No, these were in his pocket. They do have like things carved into them.
I got
Rude
2 stones too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
His staff is very ornate and very powerful looking.
Emphasis on the powerful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Feel awkward
Um,
looking at another man's staff.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm literally fucking. You also
The
find
staff looks ominous and powerful. Pause.
you also find a book.
I'm not reading that.
Amazing.
Well,
Lord Nuggius Boogie says, pick it up and read
Like,
it.
okay, a book. Like, is it like a tome or like a notebook? Like, what are we talking?
it is bound
Your
in
diary.
it is bound in stitched patches of different
Let's see.
hue leather of some sort.
Oh,
Oh man.
Yep. The book itself is the pages are soaked with blood, Sargoth's blood, like wetly soaked. And the pages, for all intents and purposes, if you glance at them, appear to be blank.
I don't think any of us would open the book. I think that's for
Okay.
camp. Now, I don't want to
Hmm.
speak for anybody but Holden and Thanari, but I don't think the two of them would open a crazy spellcaster's book because they're usually trapped.
Yeah, I learned my lesson the first time I read a book. Betha doesn't read books anymore.
James just texted me that Nugbug wants to read the book.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, Betha definitely doesn't read books anymore.
No, Betha doesn't read books anymore.
I
Information comes from people, and that's it.
I only suggest the
We don't
rest
learn
because I
things.
think we're all like,
We don't learn things in
if an
books.
acid orb level 1 goes off, like half of us will go unconscious. I don't know about the rest of you guys. But
Well, then I
Holden,
spoiled the
Holden while
blank
he's wearing
pages.
clean clothes, is beat to fucking shit. There's like stuffing like coming out of his neck and like under his arm.
So yeah, that is everything he has on it. Okay.
That's wonderful. So we've got,
Dagger.
just to recover, yeah, dagger, shoddy, bloody robe, chainmail, powerful looking staff, 2 ruined stones, and a book.
Yes. Those are the things.
Does the Sphinx's body look like it's wearing any magical items that we could remove from it to like make it safer to communicate with, like rings, amulets, things like that?
For this, we will take an investigation check.
I will help somebody. I have a +4.
I think you have the highest investigation right now.
Yeah, I think you have the highest.
What about
I have
Ray?
+2.
Ray's pretty
Investigation. -1.
okay.
-1,
Okay.
yeah.
So I think, let me check my features and traits if I can give myself.
You know, I feel like Iris is giving you a bardic inspiration.
When you or another creature. Okay, so I'll give myself a +4.
First
And a
off,
bardic
everybody already
inspo.
has bardic inspiration because you guys just don't use
I'm
it.
gonna roll
She
it
gives it
on
out all
a.
the time.
Okay, rolled
Griff
an
has a
18.
+5.
+4 is a
Oh.
22.
That'll work.
Alrighty. So with a 22, yeah, you search this thing's body. It is not carrying any magical items in any sense, like you know. In fact, it doesn't have the one you encountered earlier. Ray had found like a sort of a large wand holster on one of its legs. This one doesn't have anything like that. You do find wrapped around its neck a small leather band, like a very respectful collar, and on this collar is a pennant, and on one side of the pennant there's what appears to be like a symbol. You can't make it out because it's been defaced and it's been scratched off. It looks like very violently.
Okay.
Does it look like the
What
same
about the other side?
pendant
Um,
Ray picked up?
yeah. What was on the other side of the pennant you picked up, Ray?
It was like hourglass with sand. I think
But then,
maybe a dragon, Ouroboros.
yeah, but then the Ouroboros was around the hourglass. Was there anything on the other side? I don't think so. I don't remember.
No, I don't think
Maybe
so.
that was on both sides. Yeah, that's on both sides of the pennant. It's an hourglass full of sand, like an hourglass, and then an Ouroboros around it. But what is this one? Both sides are defaced. Ray, he would have to like say he found it and show it to you for you to be able to know if it was like the same as the one you found.
Gotcha.
Okay. I think, the investigation is finding it. I don't think he would remove it from the Sphinx necessarily. It doesn't seem magical with defaced runes and stuff. I think he would leave it. Okay. Cool. So, I suppose get ready to turn on the cone and I'll wake it up. I didn't find
Sounds like a
anything
plan.
that it feels like it would use against us other than its like raw might.
Yeah, I mean it won't. You guys saw in the fight that with the anti-magic cone, like its abilities are pretty much shut down.
Does
Griff is
anyone
taking a perch with his bow. He's like him and Jenny are both perched up, bows drawn or bow and crossbow ready, and they're like, if shit does go, like he's gonna have enough hit points that they can probably kill him. So they're not gonna super participate in the question asking. They're like on Overwatch, just ready to take this dude out if anything goes wrong.
So I suppose
Okay?
Rhea and Fetha should flank me, and then I will heal it. And I'm going to heal it with a cure wounds, which I need to be in touch range. So I'd be
Do you
willing.
want me to have my flaming?
Holden is announcing. I'm willing to stand before it when it wakes up. If anyone else does not want to be that close, I don't blame you. But I'm going to stand in the cone with it as a gesture of trust because I feel like we need to make inroads with this thing if we're going to have this conversation.
Fetha's going to stand right
Yeah.
next to Holden. This way, if this thing does attack, you can just shove Holden out of the way.
What's up, Nugbug? What's up? What's up, Mummy Lord?
What's
So I
up,
guess you
player?
can
How
call
you
it a
doing?
ready to action.
Yeah, that's fine.
So sorry.
got you.
You're fine,
I
dude.
had to finish
Heard.
a presentation with my team. Cool. I'll just listen and keep on.
Yeah, when we we'll fly, or I'm gonna give you just a quick TLDR.
TLDR, yeah.
The moments after the fight, everybody, we've really just been catching up, doing a little bit of role play and stuff. I described your glorious new mummy form. It's visibly different to everyone, so they will have questions. Nebi Kanebi's still here. You and him have been just sort of chatting it up. That's what you were like doing in the meantime. The Sphinx is not dead. It was just, you guys had stabilized it, so you're getting ready to wake it up and hit it with the anti-magic cone and try and ask it some questions. Without like physically actually tying it down, you're just only going to give it like 3 hit points. So you can just kill it really easily if you need to, since it can't heal because of Nebi Kanebi. And up until now, Nebi Kanebi's anti-magic cone has been off.
I actually can't heal any less than like 7, I think, with my bonuses.
Oh, whatever. So, I mean, 7, Griff and Jenny can still have him in an instant. They're going to have ready to actions for if this guy tries anything with fire.
12, if that's okay with you.
We all know how much cats hate cones too. You know?
Yeah. So again, yeah, Griff and Jenny, they both have ready to actions if this thing tries. Like they're every round they're ready in action. If you think about it, like game mechanic turns.
Yep.
That if this thing tries anything, they're gonna both shoot arrows at the same time. So collectively, they can probably do 12 damage. They'll probably hit. It's not a guarantee, but they're like your Overwatch.
Great sword right next to it.
Yeah, you guys also have your own weapons. I'm just saying, like, if it's a conversation thing and something big happens, you might not have the opportunity to react immediately, but they will, which is good. That's all.
Okay.
I just want to make that clear for you guys.
And also, just out of character, I was saying Holden's got to be within touch range, and I think Fetha and Ray had direct questions of their own, and anyone else who wants to be involved, but you don't have to be within touch range. You don't even have to be in the Ray. You don't have to be in the cone if you don't want to. But Holden is going to be in the cone. Like, right where it is.
On the nose? On the ear?
Yeah, like, yeah, I want to wake it up and have it see me first.
Oh, such a cool moment.
Okay.
I want it to know it wasn't some divine shit. It was me. It was my divine ass. I got you.
You're not like, be like, I want it to maybe imprint on me.
It wasn't me.
Mother.
It was the Changebringer.
So if you play this right, maybe you can have a pet Sphinx later. Not a pet Sphinx, but maybe you could ride it like, what was the never-ending? What was the dog?
This is the story that never ends.
Okay,
but yeah. So Ray and Fetha.
Stop, bring it in.
I think Thenari is gonna chill with Alisaria, probably a bit away.
Yeah,
probably underneath where Griff and Jenny perch, I would assume.
Before we get to the questioning session here, let's talk about a few things too. I want to say, P-Pop, did you have anything with Jenny before she came back to the group? Because she had found you and revived you. You're so small that what is there anything you say to her specifically? Do you, as she goes to walk back towards everybody, do you do anything or anything?
Hang on, because I forgot P-Pop's voice, because Fetha and P-Pop's voice are very close. Thanks for finding me here. I'm really tiny. It's hard for you to see me. I'm sorry I got snippy when you revived me. I really didn't want to be here. I never should have tried to get into that cart, and I regret everything. I still want some butterflies, though. But, Miss Jenny, thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna hide in your feathers, because I don't like these people, and I'm terrified of them.
Jenny, she leans in, she goes, I understand, P-Pop. And, I think that this whole thing's been a mess, and I'm just glad that you're okay. I think you're just a wonderful little creature, and I like fighting alongside you.
Don't get all mushy on me now. I'm still a pretty grimy little bastard.
I know you never wanted to be here, and I know how you feel about these people. I think if you left right now, you could probably just disappear.
You're probably right. But, seeing as I am P-Pop, I'm pretty sneaky. You might need me around a little bit. You tend to be kind of clumsy.
All right, P-Pop chooses to stay. That's nice. I wanted to give you like that option of like leave or stay.
I think
Alright,
P-Pop feels a bit indebted to them, especially Jenny for reviving him.
Cool.
And,
Yeah, so we'll just assume for now you're on Jenny. You probably have a throw-in dagger, one of your little needles ready as well with her.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, we'll get it if it does anything. That guy. Yeah, we're gonna get it if it does anything. Fuck that guy. Because that's what you actually sound.
Fuck, you know what? I forgot. I was supposed to get a surprise for you guys this week, but it'll just happen next week.
Next week, yay. Okay. Cool. Ray, did you have any moments with your younger self or your wife before all this goes down, or did you just go straight back into business?
Straight back into business because it's still not safe. He's still riding the high of killing Sargoth.
Okay. That's awesome. Good. Nice.
He
They're
kind of like
down.
let them, rekindle with each other and
Sure.
all that.
I'll say that Iris has agreed
Is
to
there
keep an eye
enough
on them.
time?
She's feeling like just after this whole thing.
Is there enough time for Holden to put the chainmail on?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
You ever
I
give him
guess
his bag
since
of
it's-
holding back yet?
Since it's unidentified, it would just be.
Yeah,
like,
somebody put
is
it
it a
on.
chain shirt or chainmail?
Bro, when you put it on, you're just granted the knowledge that it's Elven chain. All right. So it should, if you're naked right now, it should set you to 15.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and even if you're not proficient, you can wear it. That's what's up. It's very finely crafted chainmail. It's crazy as you look at it more. Each other chain is like gold, silver, gold, silver, gold, silver. In color, I don't know the material. It's like fantasy gold, fantasy silver, but not that either. It's like hard fantasy. It doesn't matter.
No, it's
Made up name for
it's
mithril, made up name.
and adamantine.
Exactly, and it's every other link. It's very intricately crafted. But it's Elven chain, but you're like looking at it and you're like, this was made by dwarves because I can tell by the design. It doesn't matter. It fits you great.
It's got like
magical.
chunkier pauldrons. That fits my aesthetic better anyway. That's sick. And Fetha raises a great question. Do I have my old equipment in the bag of holding?
You put it all in there, right?
Yeah. Except for the
Yeah,
things
yeah,
I
we
can't
gave you the
use.
bag of holding, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the ring of free action.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
boots
your
were
base
given to
equipment would
Ramsey,
still be
The
there.
amulet of health was given to Nugbug. The ring of free action, I think, was given to Fetha.
Yep.
You guys can keep those.
If someone can have that, I mean, I'm dead.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Unless,
been
I mean, I
wasted.
still get hit
I'll actually
points,
take
right?
the winged boots back because Ramsey's
Well,
dead.
yeah,
Rams,
so
fuck that guy.
it will still affect your max HP, James.
Is my max HP Mummy Lord HP or like no bug HP?
Take
What's
the higher
Nugbug's-
one.
Is it
What's
different?
Nugbug's HP? I don't. What are those?
189.
HP? And what's the Mummy Lord's HP?
97.
Yeah, you have 189. That's fine. So
Okay.
yeah, you might even if you will take probably a little bit of a hit if you take the amulet off, but I think that's still a pretty reasonable amount of hit points, and your hit points are still going to go up as you level up. And you remember, you still can heal yourself now, just not with healing.
Right. Yeah.
Necrotic damage.
Yep. I gotta get used to this shit.
So yeah, I think that's whatever effect it has taken it off. That's what we're.
Let me see what happens if I take it off. Oh, it takes me down a lot, actually.
Bitch. Yeah, it does. You can keep it. You can still keep it, dog.
It's up to you.
It's really good. And it makes your constitution 19, period. So if that was your dump stat, it is now 19.
Oh, that's why it probably affects its health. It probably went from like
Yeah.
10 to 19 or
Yeah.
8 to 19. Oh my gosh. Oh,
It's such a good item.
Yeah,
that would make a really.
Took it
That's a
off.
huge chunk of hit
I
points.
think it's better for you to keep it, my man.
Okay.
If
I
you
took it off and
okay,
then put
I
it
would
back
say
on.
the only reason to dump it is to attune to something better, if that makes sense. Because remember, you have to go in the inventory slot. You have to go to attunement and check it to like activate it.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna
No,
scroll
that's
down.
the best thing. That's one of the best things I have.
Yeah,
keep
so
it.
don't get rid of that. Keep that bad boy.
Ring of free action. Fetha, you keeping that? Yes.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Not at all. I'm gonna take those winged boots then.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Awesome. I got so many attunement
Awesome.
slots. I'm gonna wear this robe, have the staff. I'm taking all the loot. I'm leaving. All right. Sorry. Shutting up. So ready to heal the Sphinx when you guys are. And the minute the heal goes off, we can turn the cone on. And given that we have control of Nebi, we can put the cone wherever we want to a point where technically everyone is outside of the cone except me and the Sphinx.
Well, you can once he's healed, you can just get out of the cone if you need to. Not that it matters, but like you can just walk back. Young, I put you up there with everybody unless you're doing something else specific.
Hold on one second.
I would like to hang by the beholder, if I can. Oh shit, that's where we are. Cool.
Okay, like right
You can be
next to
behind
it.
him though, like closer to Nugbug. That's fine.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
just do
chilling
that.
back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We love Neeby.
Neeby
At least.
Kneeby. Now his name's
Yeah,
Neeby Kneebies.
Abby.
Okay. So yeah, as you go, you James Nugbug, you're like, all right, Nebi, I'm gonna give you the mark, and then you turn the ray on, and you hear the response in your head. Yes, I'll turn it on when you're ready.
Oh
That's
god,
what
Nebi,
Oh
Nebi
my
no!
god, no.
Nebi, no!
Oh my
I
god.
know, isn't that terrible? Ah,
Nebi.
Oh,
Neb
Alright.
Bush.
Do you want to count it down together?
He doesn't
It's
talk
it's
to a
not
lot
good.
of
Okay.
people.
All right, so you're gonna do the 12 healing. You do that right now. The Sphinx comes back, and Nebi opens his eye. The anti-magic ray is in effect.
Yeah, right. I will pump 12 hit points in with a cure wounds. And at that exact moment, the eye opens and just there's this kind of like vibration in the air or lack thereof.
Yep.
And
Okay, I mean,
the healing I would assume would like probably extend from Holden's hand onto like the nose and face of the Sphinx, and maybe the eyes would open.
yeah, there's like a moment where there's sort of this like strange wet squelching as you hear part of the wound, the grievous wound in his throat, like sort of magically close up, like a and then its eyes open and it looks at you in a moment. Its eyes dart around for a split second. It seems to understand its situation.
Step back as if, you know, it's still like dangerous. Step back and try not to lord over it, and even if it's just a gesture, like try to help it like stand up a little bit.
No, I mean it doesn't like back away from you, but it doesn't like take that off or anything. It stays down like hunched on. It like it moves itself slowly and hunches till it's like on its feet.
Okay, so
without
I'm gonna
like
take
getting
the
up.
first
Like it looks like a
word.
cat would.
Those two that were here, that were with you, are gone. One is dead behind you, and one abandoned you. We're not here to kill you, we just have questions. Would you hear us?
I have nothing to say to you.
That's not true, you just said something.
It's unamused. I'm amused. It is unamused.
Teardrop Muse, we don't want to see something as magnificent and endless and immortal as you leave this world over some human squabble. We're willing to leave you to lick your wounds, but we need to know how to stop these people.
You really don't understand, do you?
I mean, that's the whole
You
point of
want-
asking you questions.
False salvation? You think I want to get away? You think I'm getting away? Now that all of this has happened,
I don't think any of us want
We
to
had-
die.
we had to be very specific, very careful. And this, none of this, was within the parameters. Which means it won't be long before somebody comes to clean up.
Well, who comes to clean up? These are the type of questions we have. These are things you can offer us. If you have nothing to offer, then be on your way. If you don't want to linger here, by all means.
No. I think it will be more fun if you find out for yourself. I've no stake in the matter at this point anyways. You've defeated me, ruined the plans I made, the escape I had for myself. Nothing will ever be the same. I won't get it back. That's off the table by a long shot.
Holden's
this
just
point-
looking at Ray and Fetha, like, panic.
At this point, we're just the ones who bested me. Nothing more, nothing less.
Oh, listen. You're fucked, right? You're fucked right now. So what's the point in hiding information from us? So, who is Phineas Longbottom, and what are his other aliases that you know of?
Phineas is Phineas. He's never been anything but. And I don't think ever will be anything more.
Did you ever hear him go of different aliases while talking to people?
One time he went by Ben.
Any more than that? Or is it just Ben? Which is kind of boring for someone named
I
Phineas.
think his last name was Dover.
You're an asshole.
Oh, one time he wrote a letter. The name was Dees.
Holden
I swear
looks
to
at
God, if you
Ray
say nuts, I'm gonna stab you right in the throat.
and just like over the shoulder, like,
Guys, you're not motivating this creature to want to give you anything right now. Just because you beat it doesn't mean it has to spill its heart to you or tell you what was going on. Like
it's not about
It doesn't
beating,
feel
it's
like-
about
I'm
responding.
going to persuade it to tell me the truth
okay,
about Phineas.
okay. How?
I get plus 11 to my persuasion.
Oh, you're just gonna roll persuasion? Okay, you have to.
Fuck yeah.
There's an action associated with that. Like, what
Okay.
are you actually doing to persuade it?
So, let me see here.
Still looking over at Ray, like, don't you know this thing? You said you saw it in your dream?
I think I had to persuade it.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what, Teardrop. For everything you answer me truthfully, I will heal you a slight bit more. This way, maybe when these cleanup crew come, you can escape.
You're just as full of
You know,
lies
speaking
as
of
I
this
am.
cleanup crew, I think we should get the fuck out of here. So ever since this thing said that, I've been kind of like freaking the fuck out. Like, we should go probably. Holden says out loud.
Alright, so I rolled a 17, and with my 11, that gives me 28.
Okay, so I mean, again, it responds with, You're full of lies. You and I both know you can't heal me right now.
Yes, but I have
I'm-
control of the creature that can stop the magic.
I'll only agree to this if you heal me after each question.
Okay. Holden, you might want to back up for this. Just be ready to tell Nebby to close his eyes and open his eyes again.
I think that's up to Nugbug, but yeah, I'm backing off. I think we need to fucking leave right now. Make it quick. And Holden's gonna back up and get his shield out and the rifle.
Wait, Ray pulls out a shiny little gem, or maybe it's a big gem, from his pocket and kind of inches towards the Sphinx. He goes, "This would fit perfectly in your pendant. It's a little bit dull and sad. You told me that you'd be able to take me back to my time if I helped you. What was that? What does that entail?" He holds the gem up. It glistens.
Listens.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
we've got dancing lights going at this point.
The Sphinx regards your question. And it's like, it goes, seems to me like a silly thing to ask about. But if it's that important to you, I was going to use certain abilities I have. I was going to do it myself. That would have been the plan. Of course, such things are off the table now.
Why do you put those back on the table?
Because I can't. It's an ability I have. I cannot perform it unassisted. I was only able to do it through the manner of magical augmentation provided by Phineas. And he's gone and won't be coming back. That I can assure you.
Was Phineas attached?
We might have been
to-
cohorts. We might have been cohorts, and we might have been in this together. But we were never friends. And I know that he would never come back from me.
Holden's gonna go through his bag, the bag of holding, and think about the vial of shit that Bane dropped in the fight at the headquarters, the OG headquarters, and pull it out. Do you know anything about this? Was Phineas making this? Like the stuff that Bane was getting injected with when he was fighting us.
I've not been healed for answering your last question. So I'm under
Alright.
no obligation to answer any.
Nugius.
I want you to know when this eye closes, you very well might kill me, but I'm the one who's gonna heal you, and all of these people are gonna end you instantly. So if you want to end me and just die, that's your choice. I'm the one who's gonna heal you. Turn off the eye whenever you're ready, boys.
Go ahead, Nugius. I got his back.
This is a terrible idea. Go for it, Neeby.
Alright, so as soon as Nebi drops the eye, the Sphinx is going to use 2 legendary actions to teleport.
Nice.
And it's going to teleport across the room. You can do an unoccupied space you can see 120 feet away.
Is that the end of somebody's turn? Fuck.
I mean, it would be the end of Nebi Kanibi's turn. In all technicality, if you wanted to bring it down.
Griff and Jenny have readied actions to shoot it.
They do. However, it's instantaneously disappearing, so they shoot arrows into unoccupied space as it vanishes. And as it's going out of their line of sight, like if it came back behind them, it would be different. But since it's disappearing or in front of them, they would still hit it. But since he's disappearing behind
Does
them,
casting a spell trigger a reaction for Holden?
no spell is cast here. This is an innate magical ability the Sphinx has, because he doesn't actually know the teleport spell. He's able to do this through his legendary abilities.
Nugius, turn Nebby around, quick.
Well, I
A
mean,
hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach.
so yeah, exactly. He's like, he doesn't even have to say anything. He just thinks about teleporting as soon as he senses he has the ability to do so again.
Attack occurs
So he's not-
before it leaves your reach.
Able to do that. But I mean, he is, for all intents and purposes, in this moment, beginning to run down the tunnel.
When's Ray's turn?
I don't know. I mean, you guys run after him, I guess. This
Yeah,
is
Ray's
shady.
gonna
I don't
take
know,
a
like-
full casual stride 70 feet.
Oh man,
Yeah, I think
Right
Holden's
behind
gonna
him.
dash.
No.
Use his
I don't
action
even have-
to dash.
And he's holding the gem while he's sprinting behind him.
Okay.
So that'll double his movement to 60. Fuck, this sucks.
So, I mean, how does anybody else react? I guess, yeah. So you can turn Nebby Knebi around, but it's gonna demagic everybody. Including the Sphinx.
can I take my potion of speed and go after this guy?
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Sure.
gonna fucking cast haste on myself. Why not?
Wait, didn't you
I
use
was
the
just gonna
potion
do
of
that.
speed in the
I
last?
had. Did I have 2? I gotta look.
All right, just make sure you mark it off. I'm down. Just make sure you remove it from your inventory.
Let me go look.
Okay.
Let me look.
Until the spell ends, you gain +2 to AC, advantage on dex throws, an additional action each of its turns. This can only be used to take the attack action, dash, disengage, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so dash, so technically 90 feet. Let's ride.
I did have 2 quantity and 2 quantity of flying, so. And I know I did use 1 last time, so now this would make me have 0. So,
Okay.
I see.
I was gonna say, I also cast haste and dash over there.
Oh wait, actually,
Yeah,
I
I
only
still-
need to use the extra action to dash, so I'll use an action to fucking cast a spell at this bitch.
Give me 1 second before. Hold
I'm gonna cast.
Well, in this
Blight.
moment,
on. Give me a second. I'm gonna.
Oh, you're trying to kill it? I thought we were
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck
chasing him.
fuck it. Fuck it.
this thing.
+5, baby. Pass this shit. 14? Get out of here.
Okay.
Well, 14
Power
plus
word
5.
stun.
isn't 15. Okay. I mean, 60-foot range? I mean, so you're gonna run up and then do it, or what? Like, let's see from where this boy's
I
at.
guess. Let's see.
What you mean 14?
Yeah, actually, you're hardly more than 60 foot away from it. Damn.
19.
Fuck, he didn't actually teleport that far. Gonna use another legendary action.
Just the word stop. He's definitely got
Sure.
less than 150 fit.
You want to
points.
bet? Yeah,
He's got
he's
12.
He
He's got
definitely has 12.
hit points.
Just the word stop. And it resonates throughout the entire room.
Well, the Sphinx stops. So Nebby Knebi's still facing the back of the room?
For now.
Alright.
I guess well, hold on. What is his movement?
20 feet.
How does Nebus move?
20 feet. Flat.
Okay,
That's
so
his move.
since I took the potion of speed,
Oh,
I
I
have
can't blink
haste,
'cause I
so I have
haste.
like 80 feet now, right?
What? Well, it just lets you like
Gives you haste, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that double your movement?
It lets you use an extra action to dash again.
Okay. So that doubles my movement.
and technically yes, but yes, you're using your action to do that.
To do that. Okay. Okay. And then
Oh,
I'd
Nebby.
be
Oh,
able to
target
use my-
speed is doubled. Yeah.
Oh
So when the
shit.
spell ends, the target speed is doubled.
Oh shit.
It actually just does that.
And you can also use your extra action to dash. So you can attack and then dash, or attack.
So you can move 80 feet, you can attack and then dash.
Yep.
Insane. Okay. So with that 80 feet, can I get close enough to Sphinxy Boy? Them? They, them? They, them Sphinx?
He's frozen. He's stunned, y'all. We can do whatever we want.
That's fine. Oh, cool. I want to be like right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we
we
had our
Yeah.
ideal interrogation
feet.
space, and we fell for it. So like, I don't want to give it another chance. Just fucking shoot it in the back of its head. That's my opinion.
I mean, I was about to swing on it, but I was gonna let everyone else go first.
Now we can do whatever we want.
You want to leave a note on it?
Nah, maybe if it's dead, the time police won't have to come.
Or they will come because we kill the time creature.
Oh, fuck it, dude. I don't know.
That's fair. We were defending ourselves.
Either way, we need to, like, not be here in the next 30 seconds. That's just an opinion. That's just, like, my opinion, man.
Heliax, knock
Where
this
are we
thing
going?
out so I can put the shackles on it.
Yeah, if we
Alright.
shackle it, it'll get caught by the time police, and we can get the fuck out of here.
Bingo.
That's such a good idea.
Dingus.
So, unarmed strike? Or is it just with my flame to the
Oh, you
sword?
can swing whatever you want at it at this point.
Hmm.
We can always
Yeah,
stabilize
yeah.
it again, and then just put the dimensional shackles on it.
Just put the shackles on it. It's frozen.
It has to be
stunned.
knocked out.
Oh. Should I throw a fireball at it?
No, Haliax can just attack it. Haliax, roll your attack.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wait, yeah,
Bro,
no, actually,
level
yeah, holy
9
shit.
fireball.
I
And
just
just
realized, yeah, I just
TPK in
realized.
front, yeah.
Yeah, actually, no, you have to do that now that you said it. Chess rules today. Chess rules today. Sorry, I didn't fully comprehend. That would be legendary if you fucking fireballed it. I would
Rook to F69.
just lost the interwebs. Okay. Sean said he just lost the internet, so
Damn.
okay, Sean kills
It's
it.
probably
You guys
that solar
shackle it.
storm that's coming. We're fucked.
Whilst you're in the process of shackling it.
Oh no.
Yeah, whilst you're in the process of shackling the Sphinx, there are several large
Come
flashes of
on!
light
Fuck!
as guys, more Sphinxes show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
I
like
pump 1 hit point into Teardrop Muse.
okay, no, like it's no. Sphinxes show up. Like
This timeline sucks.
well, yes, timeline's balls, actually. A bunch of them. And as they sort of apparate, there's this flash of light, bodies, forms are starting to appear in the air out of these portals, right? And you hear like this loud booming voice. This one definitely like more masculine than the Sphinx you've been speaking to Teardrop Muse. This is like definitely like a stronger voice. And this one is like okay. Sorry. Please lay down your arms and listen. We have not come to harm you. We have come to collect our rogue cohort, the one known as Teardrop Muse. We have come to determine what happened to Morning Sunray. Please do not resist, or we will be forced to use force. Wait. We will have no other choice than to use force. And one of these sphinxes that's stepping out of the hallway here into the main part of the room is using thaumaturgy to be really, really loud, so you guys can all hear him give this speech. And the two sphinxes who operate on either side of Teardrop Muse, they immediately what the fuck would they do? Yeah, I mean they have larger dimensional shackles they go to put on him. Awesome.
So can I keep my dimensional shackles then?
The one nods at you.
Okay, cool. And he unhooks the dimensional shackles and lets them go through and do whatever they have to.
Yeah, they well no, I mean they I guess they don't, there's not dimensional shackles, but yeah, they begin
Whatever
to
they are.
do
Whatever they
something sphinxy and magical to it, yeah. They're like subduing him hardcore. The one in the beholder ray is just sitting there, kind of looking at it. There's one you can't see investigating the dead body in the other room. And
Yeah,
I mean, what are your guys' initial reactions to this happening, besides Fetha being like, you guys got it?
Nugius, you might want to tell Nebby there to just back down. I think we're kind of outnumbered on this one.
Yeah.
The one in the middle of the room is sort of looking around, and it sort of states loudly, not with a thaumaturgy, but his normal voice, is like, "Who may I speak to? Is there a leader among your group?" But he kind of actually knows the answer to that question. But that's okay.
Holden, you're the diplomatic one.
I think Holden's just like, yeah, your Teardrop Muse over here was, man, detain them, and I've got plenty of witness testimony I can give you. Tried to tear
There
some
is no need.
hearts, linked up with these two evil, foul wizards. There's a lot going on.
Yes. We are aware the one Sargoth, known as Sargoth, has met his end this day. This is most pleasing to our organization.
Us too.
Yes, Mr. Longfellow. Do you have any idea where he may have gone? We need to track him down as soon as possible.
Last I checked, he poofed out of here. I don't know where he would have gone. I mean, I don't know where he even came from, to be honest.
Family that was selling undergarments that we met on
Nope,
the train.
Longfellow, not Longbottom.
You hear people go, hey, giant cat guy. That guy, he was at Kebsport
Where's this,
when he
who
found
are
me.
you? Where is this voice coming from?
I'm over
What
here.
is-
Look at the bird girl. Look at the bird girl on her shoulder.
Bird girl, but you're not. Are you the bird girl? Are you talking to me in my mind, bird girl? This is incredible.
No, I'm under. Hang on.
See?
He like struggles to crawl out of the feathers and like.
Just stand on our head. Like,
Okay.
okay.
I'm right here, on her head. Look at me,
Oh my.
right here. There we are.
Aren't you the
Okay.
tiniest little creature?
Hey,
Interesting.
just be easy with the tiny stuff. I know I'm small. But this Phineas guy, I tried to borrow a few things from him, and he was in Kempsport a lot. It seemed like he had a pretty good posse there. If he was going to escape, I would say he probably went back there to go to his lair or whatever he had.
We'll have to look into that. Yes, Phineas is quite elusive, very powerful, not one to be trifled with.
You wouldn't happen to know who his real name is, would you? Because I don't think Phineas is his real name.
Oh, he is Phineas Longfellow. He always has been.
Yeah, that's what the other one said.
Everyone's got the same answer.
He is,
Are you saying, like, in a cryptic way
troublesome
that
being.
Phineas is a time being that has just always been around fucking with the timelines? Is that what you're saying?
no, not at all, actually. But
Stop being
what Phineas
cryptic.
is a man. A man with his own proclivities and ideas. A man who really, really likes magical artifacts. And through luck, coincidence, fate, stumbled upon one that was too powerful to ever have been found by anyone, let alone a mere human. He's irresponsible, he's reckless, he's dangerous, and he has power beyond anything you can probably imagine.
Can
But
imagine
it's not
quite a
his
bit
power,
after the past few
stolen
nights.
power.
Stolen power.
Then he has to die. Oh wait.
Yeah, I'm okay with killing him. You want us to kill him? Tell us where he is. We'll kill him.
We don't know where he is.
Sorry,
He's
I got a
in-
little ahead of myself there. Everyone mentions killing. I get a little excited.
Yeah,
We knew
they're
where
trying
he
to get
was, we would have killed him ourselves.
They're trying to get it from the Sphinx where it was, but
It wasn't cooperating.
Yeah.
Would you happen to know if he has any other affiliations in this world?
None that we know of.
Son of a bitch seems to know us somehow, and we don't know who he is.
Yes, it's quite interesting. He's muddled with the timeline a bit, and for a period of time, it would appear they've managed to create loop back on itself. I think it involves you, and he turns his eyes towards you, Ray. They were using you. I don't know why, but they were using you as some sort of plan. What you did with your ring of wishes, traveling back in time, to save Nala, to help Jenny. This is something you've actually done many times before, and will do many times again. But this time, it was different. Something happened. They managed to. The differences were so minuscule, we never noticed. They managed to sneak it in. It was Teardrop Muse who helped them do that. His knowledge of how we operate allowed them to slip this under our noses. However, something happened this time, and there's many people here who don't belong. He looks around the room, kind of like, not like sternly, but not like mad. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I know. You know what I
Sorry
mean?
about
It's like-
that.
And there's many people here who don't belong, and as a result, we took notice. Whereas they had set things up in a way where normally we wouldn't. So, we're here. And this means that things will be different now. This is and we don't even necessarily know how. We have to see them play out. This time. But, that being said, we cannot allow those who don't belong to remain. Those of you who came here from a different time will be returned back to where you belong.
Yeah, that
Those
sounds
of you-
about right.
Those of you who started your journey here will also be allowed to leave and do whatever you want. Also not be harassed. Those who belong here will also not be harassed. But those of you who are from the future, when you go back there, things may be different. It shouldn't be drastically so, but there will be differences.
No, man, you telling me we have to go back and fight demons still?
Maybe not, honestly, but probably.
I'm hoping not. Jenny was the
Future.
whole factor of us, opening that realm. But with Jenny not being sacrificed and opening the Celestial Gate, we're hoping it changes things.
Yeah, we
Well,
had
what I think you have to remember, Mr. Pepto, is it was Sargoth in conjunction with the Cult of Neverending Music that did that.
That was kind of a question I had. If this and kind of like pointing over his shoulder at like the dead Sargoth. If that's there, then did that not happen, or is it one of those situations where like another will fill their shoes type deal?
But is that future Sargoth or is that now Sargoth?
I just want to know if we made a difference here in any way whatsoever.
You've made quite a difference and an impact, of that I can assure you. To answer your questions more specifically, we map time and we know what will happen. We make sure that things don't go poorly. We keep the world from being destroyed. But that doesn't mean that we freak out and intervene at the slightest thing. We mostly just deal with foolish mages who want to go back in time and rule the world and such. It's honestly not great. But in this case, we're dealing with somebody who has terrible intent and lots of knowledge. What none of you could have known, and what you wouldn't have known, is that Sargoth and Teardrop Muse were going to betray Phineas. Or at least that's what it appears from our initial assessments of the situation. They were going to take him out of the picture and take over the whole thing themselves. Now that they've not done that, there's actually no telling what Phineas Longfellow will be capable of. He is actually the whole sole orchestrator of the cult of never-ending music. Its creator and founder.
Do you know when he left, did he leave, like, geographically, or did he leave in, like, a time sense when he left us?
We are unable to know that. And you guys don't know that either.
So I would assume it would be folly for us to try to scry on him in our research going forward.
Not necessarily. Scries are always power. Scrying is a powerful ability. And even if it doesn't show you, I mean, if you were to go to your normal, go back to your timeline and scry on him, if he's still alive, you would see him and what he was doing. You're now familiar with him. However, our experiences with Phineas Longfellow indicate that scrying will most likely not be effective against him.
Fair enough.
He is a pretty magical person. God, that sounded so wrong.
What can I say? I got all that magic in me, It's just the way it is.
Great Sphinx, you speak of the amount of knowledge that this Phineas figure has and his intent. Well, we know our intent. Our intent is to stop his intent. So the difference maker is going to be knowledge. Is there any type of way that we can assist you or be assisted by you in our pursuit moving forward? Because it's going to be a battle of reconnaissance to finally figure out where he is, strike him where he's weakest, and end him. And if we're going to have to be the boots on the ground, we're going to need support.
All I can assure you is that if anything that's happening is going to endanger the future of everything, we will be present. Otherwise, it is our duty to not be seen.
It's a guarantee you'll be seen. We'll do our best.
Quick question there, Mr. Big Sphinx guy. What's your name?
My name?
Yes, please.
My name is Moonray.
Moonray. Nice to meet you. I'm Feather. This is Ray. That's Heliax over there. And the guy you're talking to is Holden.
It's nice to meet you all.
I have a funny feeling you knew that already.
You're probably
did.
right.
I forget sometimes I
Everybody-
need to introduce myself to others. It's a complicated thing.
I've been told everybody loves Moonray.
I've been told I fucking hate you.
What?
Should we take a
I
15?
missed it.
Yes, we should. It's like 11 right now. No, yeah, 15. Hey, they're gonna send you back home.
Sounds
So,
good.
So wait, are we
Y'all
going?
figure out your final activities in the past.
Questions, yeah.
So are you saying we're going back?
To the future.
I swear to fucking, I fucking swear to
Yes.
fucking fuck. Yeah, well, you guys are gonna have to go back to the future after break. Fuck,
Gotta
dude.
go back.
And wait, when you said like the people from the past can choose to leave or whatever, does that mean they can go to the future, or they just
No,
will get to go?
it means
home
they're-
in this timeline?
He meant to use Marvel terms, they're not gonna prune you guys.
Okay, no, but here's the thing: are they gonna forget? Are they gonna Men in Black flash them so they forget everything
No.
that happened? Okay, cool. So
No,
they'll just
they
be-
don't. They don't do
you know
that.
what's
You can
dope,
go be
guys?
like, we met all
Let
these
them
sphinxes.
go.
No one's gonna believe you.
No, let them go. Let Thanari, Alisaria, Peepop, all those motherfuckers go, because they'll come back strong or dead. We'll see.
Dude,
But it'll
Could
be
you
like
imagine-
that
Hold you.
year passing with them knowing everything. We could tell them where we're gonna be. Like, come to Kempsport. Come to
That's
this
this. So
bar
this
on
is
this
okay.
day.
Think about that on the break. If you
Yeah.
guys want to set up some cool team
Yes.
combos,
Yeah.
Yes,
meet us
please.
in 9 months.
Yeah.
meet you in 9 months. Right, I'll let you make it like a second character if you want at some point, so you can.
The
feel
second
cool
Ray.
too. Yeah.
You can have
Actually,
Ray and Ray too.
Actually, hold on. You could go into this weird thing where you and your never mind. That would be a lot of like. Okay, you
No,
convince
it's
your past
Goku and
self and your
Gohan,
past
bro.
life
It's
to
whatever.
do like a cohort
Yeah.
thing, and then eventually you guys are just like, think about power couple. You're copies of each other.
I could train him. I'll be his master, and he'll be
Oh.
like Way of the Astral Self or something, and I'll have 2 monks.
Yo.
I am Ray, student of Ray,
Student of
Ray,
Slin.
son of Ray.
student of Slim. All right,
And I just keep
15.
going back in time, reteaching
15.
myself.
that's 11.
Dude.
10. Well, you don't have to do that anymore though. The loop got broken. This
Oh,
broke
yeah.
the loop. Yeah, so I'll explain it later, or maybe I won't. We'll see.
My
What
God, Holdy, we're going
Your
back
life's been fucked up.
to the future.
Hold it. We have to go back to the future.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck, Doc. Henry's busted, Doc. What do I do?
No, it's Nebby Kenobi going, no, fuck, dog, I don't know. I don't want to go back to the future.
Doc Neely, like, come on. We need power crystals.
Yes.
Dude, great session so far. This has been fun and exciting.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So like when I came back, I heard the Sphinx again, and I was like, "Why the fuck are we talking to this asshole again?" And then I realized it was a different Sphinx. So I thought we were done talking to Teardrop News.
Oh, we are. It's dead.
Are you here? I found these knockoff Lego Space Marines on the internet.
Oh, sick.
They're incredible.
Yo, have you
They're
seen the
beefy.
fucking Joy Toy ones?
I have a bunch of those,
Yo,
dude. They're
check
incredible.
those out.
They're
Those
so
are
much fun.
badass. Look, show
I'm gonna
those
go get
again.
one to show
I
you.
just got my camera
Oh,
back
yeah.
up.
Yeah, you're good. So, they're knockoff fake Legos.
Fuck yeah, dude. They're like Mega Blocks.
Yeah, they got the gun. Look, so it's the armor pops onto their arm and shit. Like he's so beefy and adorable. Like it's really cool.
For
These
the
little,
Galos?
little side pieces on the
Yes.
thing. Yeah, it's really cool. But no, Sean, the Joy Toys are awesome. I think they're worth the money. I'm gonna go grab one.
There's a Dark Angels one.
I'm so curious, like, how is Ray feeling after murdering his main villain, and then just like we about to dip out of this timeline? Oh shit! Look at that.
Dude, they're so incredibly posable. You can make them kneel, and like these like they have like like over 100 mobile joints, and it's so big. You see how big it is in the palm of my hand. So the Dreadnought one of these actually fits inside of. So that shit is like, or the suit, the Contemptor thing. It's like
huge.
fucking beefy. And the bikes too, like this same model rides on the bikes. So
Damn.
like they're big, but they're super detailed. You can't see in the light I have. I'm gonna hold it real close. But like there's actually shading and highlights
Oh,
on the paint job.
yeah.
Like that's the
Look at
paint job
that.
out of the box. They came with options. The clip literally comes out of the fucking gun. Not this one. One of the guns the clip comes out of.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
get
think
one
they're
of
worth the
those.
money, dude.
I'm gonna
They're
get
really
one of those and put it in a Dreadnought, and that's just gonna be my Titan. I'm gonna be like, I have a
No,
Titan.
so I've seen pictures online. People have played like small games of Warhammer with these models.
Oh,
Which is super cool.
shit. Dude,
But yeah,
what is
like-
it? Fire team?
Yeah, Kill Team.
Kill team.
Like, yeah, the joints, everything, the feet even have a little joint on the toe. So like you can turn the toe up so you can be like kneeling and shit. It's
That's
really cool.
badass.
So they're,
I,
they're what Space Marines from fucking Games Workshop, so they've always been.
They're cool. But yeah.
But yeah, Ray.
I mean, I'm talking about with the money you spend on them. Like, you know, you
Yeah,
spend
they are expensive.
fucking, like $60 on 3 guys, and you get one guy that's actually like cool as shit.
Yeah. I bought these dudes right when they came out, and they weren't super. I think it was 160 for this. I have a squad of 5.
Yeah, and you don't have to paint them. You don't have to.
No, dude, you don't have to pay. And assembling is just choosing which guns they have, like and putting the
That's
backpacks
cool.
on. Yeah, and then there's options too for the guns. There's like pistols and swords or whatever you want. You know what I mean? Not everything, but yeah, it's like okay.
That's
So they even have like holsters. It's so detailed, the holster without the gun, and they have holsters with the gun. So like if your dude has the pistol in his hand, you can put the holster without the gun.
That's
That's cool.
badass.
Yeah, I recommend buying them. I saw they've been releasing some of the green ones for Dark Angels. I think they're really cool. I
Fuck
think they're
yeah,
gonna do
totally.
yeah. They're
It's
really
all the
cool.
Dark Angels ones.
We got to get a League of Justice Kickstarter where we get that company to make our characters.
That'd be sick.
Limited run of 90,000. What do you think, Ray? You exploded Sargoth. How you feeling?
Well, like now he can like rest. I guess was confirmed by the Time Sphinx squad that was like
The real
technically the real Sargoth. There's not like 50 other Sargoths, or you have to start killing a squad of Sargoths or whatever. Like it's
one. You broke
sounds
the
like
loop.
it's done. Yeah.
Sick. So now we can finally chill out, chill with his bird flutes and wine, and fucking fight some demons for a bit.
Well, he has no idea what his wife is gonna be like. Let alone is he gonna run into Ray?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Dude, Ray as a trainee? That would be fucking crazy.
It would basically be like, yeah, you saw what I did the last hour. Just try and mimic that. It'll come to you.
You telling yourself at 16 to like get into coding now, and like all the Bitcoin like dips and shit. Like, all right, bro, here's how you become a billionaire.
The
Alright.
CEO of Google, Microsoft, and Apple, Zach Longshore.
You're like Steve Jobs.
You perfectly like angled every single crypto dip and the GameStop dip, and like bought Apple when it was like pennies. Yeah,
Well, I own NASA, SpaceX.
it's Space Z for Zach.
Just, I control it. I became the villain.
It's the Kerbal Space Program, bro. Alright, it's time for a schmig.
Hold on. I was unmuted. Hey, y'all there?
Listen,
Anybody? Okay, so check this out. Just listen. Somebody put a trap beat to find the Duels of Fate. It's fucking crazy. I didn't hear the R2 scream before, but I heard it that time, and I was like, oh,
Right. Look at that. Billy is like you and me were synced up.
Blanket got caught up in my chair. I was pissed. Pissed.
Fucking pissed.
Wait, why is it like that? Can't believe you've done this. There we go.
Why would you do this to me?
Why wouldn't I?
It's a good question.
No. I'm just kidding. What's up? Wait, did you actually have a question?
Oh no.
Oh, motherfucker. All right, we ready? Who's
Yeah.
say something if you're not here.
Bro. I am gone.
Okay, cool, perfect. So yeah, I mean, anything you guys need to cover before you go back to where you were?
I mean, yeah, but it seems like they don't know any more than we do. Otherwise, they would have acted on it. They said that if anything catastrophic comes to be, they'd probably be there. But they won't directly help us. And what am I missing anything? Did they... Oh yeah, we could set up with our alternate characters to, you know, get super jacked at adventuring and come meet us later to help save the world. Or like, you know,
Yep.
do whatever they want to do as well. They also have their own choice to make.
Yep.
We can make that offer.
And also, like, just to be clear, like, things like betting, you know, everything's, even though only this changed, the way it works, that doesn't mean that only this is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this has implications that ripple out into everything, so, you know, that's all.
Yeah, Sothus's thing might have been fucked from us doing this, but whatever. Anyone else have any other ground they want to cover before we head back to our timeline here?
I don't think there's anything more I have to ask. They didn't have any of the information that I was looking for.
Do you set a specific time, date, and place for meeting up with these guys? You're like, hey,
Well, I
if
think
y'all
we'd
stick
have to figure
together
out,
for 9 months and meet up with us,
we'd have to figure
like, you
out.
know, okay, you know the future's not going to change so much that, like, Kaldheim's still going to exist. Like, the world is not going to geographically change.
Right.
It's like events are going to change.
Some things, yeah.
We
some
also want to
things.
figure out like when exactly are we being sent back to. So maybe we could ask that of
Well,
the Sphinx.
Also, if Phineas is gonna be the new head of, I mean, didn't we figure that out, that he's gonna be the new head of the magic cult of Neverending? So
He's
maybe there's still gonna
always
be
been the head,
something. Well, then there we go. So maybe there's still something gonna be at the Aggie. Why don't we just get each other to meet at the Aggie at the same time as last time? You know.
I mean, you know he's not going to be able to use Jenny. And I think you guys are smart enough to know that he's probably not going to use the Aggie as his theater.
Well, perfect place to meet then.
But also, he has to convince someone to play this flute and kill themselves, and without using Sargoth's mind control. Because Sargoth mind controlling Jenny to make her believe like everything she believed is how he got her to do it.
Well, should we get should we get the group to meet us in Kempsport, in Kaldheim, or in some place that we plan on going to next? Because I don't remember if this current group had an idea of what like their mission was going to be from HQ when they got back. But there's an ongoing demon war happening. So would we want that group to meet us at Kempsport or Kaldheim? What has been our like general HQ for the fight against the demon hordes?
I think the Bloated Bounty, hasn't it?
Right.
Well, probably the Kempsport Tavern most recently, I would think, right?
I
That's where we
think that
left.
honestly, hold on, Phil, you're kind of very smart here. The Bloated Bounty is owned by devils. It has sanctuary. It technically is like its own thing in Kaldheim. So the Bloated Bounty is something that I think you know probably doesn't change. So telling them about the Bloated Bounty and telling them to seek it out and make acquaintances there and like eventually you'll be there too is not the worst idea potentially. I think that's actually like
Yeah, I
logically
figured.
not bad.
I figured that place would be the safest because it's a neutral zone for everybody, and because it's like a magical place to begin with, like probably would remain mostly unaffected.
Yeah, that's a solid pull, man. Solid pull.
Alright, cool. So we'll meet
What
them
else?
at the Bloated Bounty. Do
There's
we
no
have-
necessarily when, but you're like tell them be like, hey, get to know the bartender and the door girl whose name I have, you know.
Well, what
somewhere.
is like? I think what we would want to ask the Sphinx is like, when and where are we getting sent back, or is it just kind of random?
So okay, yeah. The Sphinx would go on to explain to you that you're going to reappear exactly when you left. Because for you, while you're in the past, time in the future doesn't change.
Wait,
So does that mean Holden goes back to the realm, the savory realm
Right.
of flavor?
Like right now, that stuff hasn't happened. So nothing's happening there. There's nothing happening in the future for you because you're here. So when you go back, you're just going to pick up where you were. That hasn't been going because you're not there.
yeah, because the wish was made on the timeline in the future. So the
Yeah.
future is when he got plucked out.
Exactly. It's
Yep.
I mean, and the time police are gonna have to craft some special spell to work Ray back in, but they can do that. He's gonna come back to that point with you as well. Which is only 2 days after he left, or 3 days after he left anyways. So that's not that big a deal.
So then, is there a way that we can ask Moonray? Could you possibly save Holden from the horrible fate in the future and have him come back with us here?
That is already decided. That is already decided. Due to the nature of the powers of an archdevil, an archfiend, even though you have to understand, my friend, they took you from the future to come back to the past, and he was still able to travel back to the past to track you down. They're very powerful, and yeah, it's fine. So yeah, that's all still well and good. Holden will still go back with you, and the Archfiend, well, in all honesty, 9 months of time is going to pass, and he's going to be able to do anything he wants during that time with the knowledge he has here. However, while it may not seem like it to you, the blow you've dealt him is immense. Knocking him out of his world travel form, his preferred form, and into his true form is a big deal. Unfortunately, it's likely enraged him. So I would tread cautiously.
Holden, stay close. Don't travel off on your own. We don't want him taking you again.
Nope. I'm gonna be in my lab.
We'll put it on like double secret lockdown for you.
Thank God.
Wait, am I gonna be in the dirt again?
No, Ray. I think
No.
I think if they can stop Holden from being,
taken from this realm, I'm pretty sure they could get us above ground.
You will not have to go to the dirt again, Mr. Ray.
He finally puts the gem back in his pocket.
Just now?
Yeah, he's just been holding it the whole time.
Just up in the air,
Yeah.
yeah? Yeah. Okay, good. Perfect. Love it.
Young Dab, stop eating all the salami and cheese. You're gonna get some stomach aches.
Young Dab's like filling things up with the cheese and slicing bits of salami, wrapping them in paper. Like, I'm just gonna take this to the future.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Never mind. You can't tell me what to do.
I need a road snack.
I did like it's not that. That was just a proposal, but also it just seems on brand, you know.
Yeah, pour out
No,
all of
that's-
your
that's
potions
all I
and
was
just
gonna say.
fill it with queso.
Yeah, hollow out. Yes. Yeah.
You need to chill. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna need these. Pours greater healing potion on the ground, fills with queso. That's actually
Better yet, just like hollow out the salami arm and then fill it with queso.
Ooh, that's pretty solid.
Dude, we have like a year's worth of food, but it's gonna go bad in like 3 hours.
Gotta eat it all.
Or cast like a.
Gotta
Frost
eat it
spell.
all.
Gotta eat it all. Salami and
Okay.
cheese.
Are you guys ready to go back to your
I think
home?
so, right?
So the plan is for the low-level party and high-level to at some point in their lives in the next 9 months go to Kaldheim, meet the bartender Vincenzo, remember his name, at the Bloated Bounty, and that's going to be sort of your in-between because as you all know, Vincenzo knows everybody.
Oh, hey. Newer adventuring party. Just watch out for Vincenzo. He's a little horny.
That's actually a true fact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's kind of a himbo.
that was well played. Yeah. It's almost like he's an incubus or something. It's hard.
And
to
he's
say.
he's extremely charismatic. Just be careful. He might be an incubus.
All right, love that.
Oh, and when you see that crow, tell him Fetha said what's up.
Yo, Beth says what's up. That's okay. I like that.
I'm sorry, he was a raven. He's a raven.
No,
In fact,
he is the Raven.
give this
Squawk the
blunt to him, and he hands it to Jenny.
Raven. Okay, Jenny takes your blunt. What? She's into it. She doesn't. Yeah. She's like, I'll. Okay. You know, my father's very much against drugs, but I'll give it to the Raven for you.
Griff,
Oh,
are you coming with us or are you going with Jenny?
Oh,
Oh,
Griff has
fuck.
to come back, doesn't he?
Oh no. Yeah, he has to leave Jenny here.
Was it a choice
Hey.
he could make?
No. The Sphinxes are not like they're sending you back and like there will be, it hasn't happened yet, but a very stern warning of like, hey, we're fucking watching you, and if you do this shit again, like you're not gonna last 5 minutes. Not like we're gonna kill you, like we're just gonna come get you and send you back. Or maybe kill you if you're acting a fool. Like we're not, below that, but we're above that.
There's always some form of government.
And I mean, these guys they just decided to do this. I mean, shit, that's like a whole nother campaign, breaking this world out of the fucking time. That's what we call Balladeer's Loki season 2. Okay, so yeah, oh, I didn't actually realize this. I'm like heart started beating faster just now.
Yeah.
Like I realized Griff has to leave Jenny. So like Griff is realizing this right now, and he's like, "No, it's not acceptable. We're supposed to take her back with us. We have to make sure that she's okay." And they're like, explaining that like, nah, no can do, bud. Like, sorry, it's just not happening. Like, you know, you have to go, whatever. And him and Jenny are like a little bit upset. I mean, Jenny is a little more like, it's okay, Father. I'll see you. I'll just leave now and go find you, and we'll just be together. And he's like, no, no, that's not right. You need. I don't understand. I just want to make sure you're okay. And he's like freaking out. But like also in the last episode, before the last episode, when before the break, he, you know, when she turned into the dragon, he was coming to terms with the fact that she is her own person, and you know he needs to accept that. But you know he also recognizes she almost got massively taken advantage of, because the whole idea is that Phineas was gonna trick her into like, you know, believing his ideals, like, you know, call leader shit or whatever. And then with Sargoth adjusting her memory, she was like the one to play the flute. That was perfect. So like, you know, he's gonna have to figure that out. But I think Griff would think about it like after he has this realization, when they're explaining like before everything goes down, Griff would have like a long, really like hard think about it.
I mean,
It's okay, Griff.
Griff, for you, it's gonna be the blink of an eye, and for her, she'll have some trusted friends for a few months, and she'll meet us in Kaldheim.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
I mean, look, here's the thing, guys. I was gonna have Griff do something, and I chose to roll an insight check to see if he does it, and then the digital dice rolled a 3, and I was like, why did I roll that? I'm just gonna roll a d20 to see what happens, and it was a 1. So I think that, yeah, Griff doesn't take the opportunity to be like, you guys need to look after Jenny. He's just gonna let that happen naturally, because I guess he's a shitty dad, as the dice have determined.
Damn. Hell
Yeah, Griff.
Wow.
These
Yeah.
adventurers made it all the way here,
After
even
all
being tricked,
this,
and
he's
survived.
just like, nah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have rolled the dice. That's what I'm saying. Or in this case, I might disrespect the dice, because I think that Griff would approach Alisari and Thanari and be like, "You show." No, why? But well, he doesn't know. Okay, he doesn't know the relationship they've had. Okay, this is actually gonna be great. He's like, "You show. You seem capable. You've all come here together. Will you agree to travel with Jennifer and watch her back?" I'm watching your face, Billy, and it's making me laugh. Sorry. It's important to me that she's looked after and all right during this time frame. And we're all going to meet eventually at the Bloated Bounty. Do you think you'd be willing to do this? Maybe I could incentivize you in some way. And that's directed towards Alisaria and Thanari.
I will take your daughter to this bloated bounty, and I will make sure that you meet her there.
Appreciate that. And I thank you for your kindness. He puts out his hand, his claw, to shake with you.
Yeah, for sure. Reach out.
Alisaria, do you have any input during this time?
Feels good to have a mission. I think Nugbug might be AFK, still working.
That's okay. Fine, heard that. So yeah, I mean, you know, if it's okay with you, and I think that Iris is also encouraging Eos to travel with the 3 of you. Because Iris, now that like she realizes Eos had died, and that's why she hadn't heard from her, is like kind of worried about Eos, because it was established they were friends beforehand. So we kind of have like the party is kind of reforming in a sense. But you guys have a lot of time. You know, you have to establish contact with the Bloated Bounty and keep that contact, and that's a resource your party can use. But also, like, you know, it's not like you have to go do that immediately.
Holden will reach in the bag of holding and pull out like 500 gold pieces and give it to that group.
Great. Mugbug tosses him some gold bars. Why not? Oh shit! Okay, hold on. If you
We
go
have
to
all the
hold on.
gold bars.
No, hold on. If you find a bunch of gold and then you travel to the past and give it to your younger self, and then your younger self lives their life and finds those gold bars again, they would have double the gold.
I don't
And
know.
then they would
I don't
travel
think
back
the
in time and give you double the gold bars. Hold on.
I don't think the
And then
gold would repopulate in your bag, right? Because the gold itself is like constant. Even
no,
if you
because
have
that
it or
young
your
one
younger
is
self has it.
the younger you is still living their own life. The gold you would have to sneak past the time police because it's an item outside of time. So the gold doesn't travel, right?
Well, why not?
Because I make up the rules, dude.
Oh shit. Well, then I don't have any money to give them because the gold won't travel.
No, the gold travels one way, not the other way. I don't know,
Wait,
dude.
what?
It doesn't.
I
I don't know.
disagree.
Yeah, that actually
The
it
one
doesn't
way,
work.
the
I was just
one-way
thinking
gold
about it.
portal. Ooh.
The one-way gold portal.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
there he
hello,
is.
hello.
What up?
Dear
Nuggbug.
God, I don't know why that keeps happening to me. I was speaking to you guys.
Oh man.
The
really?
Dude, I'm
internet.
telling you, use the Xbox Discord. It works every time.
Well, Alisari was in agreement, shook his hand, and then I
Fuck
heard
yeah.
something about gold bars.
Oh yeah, Nuggbug was gonna give some gold bars to the party just to have some money. The younger party.
Okay, sure.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so you're setting them up. P-Pop, you're probably gonna stick with Jenny in the group?
How much
Yeah, well,
money do
you
I
know,
give
they're kind of all right. I guess I'll stick with them.
Would you say that she's still Jenny from the past? Alright, never mind. Okay, so
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the
I was gonna
block?
say she might be Jenny from the block. She's Jenny
yeah,
from the
Jenny
garage.
from the past. Well, I'm gonna go with a Weird Al Yankovic style. I'm just Jenny from the past.
So are we
I
getting
used to
a
be dead,
Jenny,
now
a
I'm gonna
Jenny
last.
P-pop duo for the past montage? That's pretty cool. What about past Ray and past Nala?
Yeah, so Ray, let's talk about this. You're being forced to, and I mean you can resist if you wish, that's up to you, but you know, the situation is you're gonna have to say goodbye to them. Oh.
I mean, now in this timeline, I'm probably going to be running into them in the future. Is this like
No, I
they
mean,
won't
based on
exist
what
in the
you say,
future?
if you say, "Hey, we should try and meet up," then that could happen. I think they'd probably be down. But if you just be like,
Or
"Good luck with your
would they
lives, you're welcome," then
would
whatever.
the Sphinxes make it become a singularity where when that ray goes back and this ray goes forward, now there is one ray in one Nala?
Oh yeah, because he's the only one who would like duplicate. No, because there's still a past version of all of you here who's gonna grow into that future version. But then, oh fuck, yeah, you guys are like
Shit.
anomalies now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you'll be able to meet your past self. He's gonna
By
grow
the
up.
way, guys, add the feature aberration to your character sheet. You're
Yeah,
now
exactly.
affected.
No, this is why this is why the order of time exists, is to prevent shit like this from happening, because nobody wants to think about it.
So they're gonna restore it in such a way that like the only people who will know anything are basically Thanari, Alisaria, P-Pop, Jenny, and Spruce, and us.
Yeah, it's you guys are the ones who are gonna
And
know anything.
Ray, and this is a question I'm asking. Ray and this Ray will become a singularity, and there will be no duplicate Rays and no duplicate Nalas.
No, they're gonna be able to Predator style high five and be like, "Hey Ray, hey Ray."
Yo,
So
that's
Ray's
insane.
gonna go up to Ray. He's be like, "Listen, the one true God is Sklin," and the other Ray's gonna be like, "Who the hell's Sklin?" He's be like, "Sklin's," and you know they go back and forth, back and forth. Within like 2 minutes, they're like football hustling, like, "All hail Sklin!" And then he's like,
Yes.
You got to go to the monastery. You got to learn this. You got to hit him at this body part, and then this will happen, and their ribs will explode." And then Ray's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But about 10 minutes go by, and he tells Ray to train for 9 months and go to the bloated bounty, and he gives him his map of Veronis. His detailed
Okay.
map of Veronis.
Yep.
And marks the bloated bounty on it.
Okay, it's not that detailed. Like, it doesn't have city level detail of every city, but yes,
It
he
says
marks.
detailed map of Veronis.
Yes, it's detailed enough for you to get to Kaldheim from anywhere, which
But
is
it's
very
not an
impressive
iPad.
for a map.
You can't
Thank you
like
so
Yeah,
much.
no.
pinch and like
Okay,
zoom.
just making sure we're clear on this. Still very detailed. Doesn't mean it shows the streets of every city. But yes, you can give them a very good general direction.
And
Do
on the
you?
back is like a set of like, Street Fighter moves, up, down, left, R1 type of stuff regarding the Palm of Sklin techniques.
Do you hear? That's so funny.
I love it.
Do you attempt to link them up with the party that's forming? Because, like, I mean, Ray can train in the way of the monk on the road, and Nala could potentially develop probably magical abilities. Do you try and put them on the road of becoming like adventurers together, or do you just want Ray to become another monk just like you?
I would have
I
Ray
think that's
become a
sort of
monk,
decision.
but maybe Way of the Astral Self, and Nala, she might be a good spellcaster.
I think she'd be intelligent enough to be able to learn spellcasting, and I think it'd be really fucking cool because there's no wizards in the group. There's no mages. There's no wizards in this group.
She
Yeah.
would
Like,
probably
nobody
learn.
who's ever played with us has ever played a wizard. I just want to point that out. It would be so fucking cool, like, for a moment in the game. This is like me, I'm the DM, I'm metagaming, for you to hand her Sargoth's spellbook.
That's what I would-
I feel like, here's some knowledge, wizard, because nobody's going to be able to do anything with that except for a wizard. So none of you can actually do
Yeah.
anything.
Unless we take a
true.
level in
Like,
wizard.
that would be such a fucking sick. Well, yeah, but even a level 1 wizard isn't going to be able to interact with that in any meaningful
Basically,
way.
like, here, look through this. Maybe you could protect yourself if something like this ever would happen to you again.
Yeah, she could maybe learn wizarding from
her
that spell.
PTSD,
That's actually
she'd wanna-
terrifying.
She would
Are you
want to
sure
learn.
she's like good?
Yeah, she'd be learning like the dark spells.
She just
of, like,
become-
a
Yeah,
foul
divorcing
wizard.
the lich was hard. I don't know.
But, yeah,
It's
I
just a
guess-
thought, though. It's a thought, and not that she has to be a wizard, but I think that you could say, oh, a monk on the road, meditating and developing his own fighting style would be a palm of the blank monk versus what you are. Like, he could probably develop the palm of like monk of the open hand, reading from tones, versus your like monk of the astral way. You know what I mean? So
Well,
like,
I'm
I like that
open hand.
Oh, you're
I would
open
try and get him to be astral self, is what I mean.
Okay, so yeah, so I like that because actually it makes sense because you're like, I'm gonna astrally project to you in the past and train you how to be a monk.
He's like aware of time travel. That's very astral.
You're gonna
I could do
become
that.
Sklin for him. Like, you're gonna come to him in his dreams and train him.
Yeah.
But he's not Path of Sklin, or maybe he is, just a different form of it. But yeah.
Way
I
of
like
the
that.
astral Sklin. But yeah, he could just astral project, whatnot.
So like the thing is, like, they're not going to travel with this group of people unless you encourage them to. Based on everything that's happened, the dying, the almost dying, the crazy fight, all the sphinxes, they're probably going to do what you tell them to do, because that's a lot of environmental factors to support that. So what do you pressure them to do, or tell them to do, or suggest that they do?
Oh, Nala, take this book. You might learn a few good spells to defend
Right.
yourself.
And just for reference, when I said that, I didn't think you should give it to her now. I think you should give it to her in the future if she becomes an
Oh.
accomplished wizard. If you give
Okay.
it to her now, she's definitely become an evil necromancer, and you're gonna have to fight her. And I don't think you want that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, think about it. Think about it logically. That would be bad.
Yeah, this
Dude.
one might be like the Necromancy of Thay style.
Hold that. Give it to her in the future. It's a gift. It's a reward. If you want to give it to her now, you should. But like,
I mean, like, here's the
You
thing:
know
we
me,
might
don't do that.
literally be able to give it to her when we go to the Bloated Bounty, like next session, because that'll be 9
Yeah.
months
Okay.
later.
No. I'll hold on to that. I'll tell her to. Our neighbor might know some spells, he'd set my hay on fire by mistake practicing it. So that's why I hate magic's part of it. So he might be able to teach you.
Yeah, you
And
can definitely encourage her to seek magical tutelage, but I don't think giving her the evil necromancer's flesh-bound book is a good first step.
yeah, okay. Yeah, and he would give Ray basic pointers on some starter techniques on that map of Veronis, and tell him to go to the monastery, seek out
Yeah.
Master Khan, learn a few things, meet us at
Learn
the
like
Bloody
some
Bounty.
opening things, yeah. Do you like you maybe you and him sync up so you can like astral project to him through time even? And that's what'll like sort of set him like he's gonna learn a lot of his stuff from you through astral projection, like in his dreams.
Yeah,
And that's what yeah, so that's incredible. Yeah, you're gonna be like, hey, go see this dude, get some base moves, and I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
You'll
I
project
love it.
like memories of you fighting stuff to him when he sleeps, and he wakes
Yeah.
up like, "What? I know kung fu."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's very cool
essentially.
actually. Super cool. Okay. I imagine that Eos agrees to join the party and keep everybody safe until they can meet back up with Iris. That's probably not a far-fetched idea. Um, Holden, you gather up Henry's remains.
Yes.
Please roll.
Specifically looking for that dragon shard.
Yep. So roll. I don't know if this should be like proficiency or
You want just like a raw d20?
no. You find it. You have the shard.
Okay. How is like the head casing look? It's probably
Everything else is
stuff, huh?
fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Yeah,
Rough.
you got the shard. That's all you. That's all you're getting off this.
Even though it's squashed, I want to get like the mangled faceplate.
No, I'm
See if I
assuming
can,
you have like
retrofit it.
like and at this point we're talking about like you have some small vials
Yeah.
and you can collect like a bit of like broken metal and dust
Yeah.
in a small vial. And that
Cool.
like that's your memory, Henry.
Nice.
You have like the biggest pieces fit in there.
No.
It's like a test tube.
Pieces fit. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, he'll do that and just start mentally making the first sketch of what he wants to do with Henry 3.0.
Okay. Cool. You guys, Yugdab, you don't have necessarily a ton of stake here, but anything you have to say to the lower level characters before you head back to the future? Damn it, I didn't fucking want to say it. I said
You've been caught in the trap.
No, I
Fucking-
think Young Dev's good.
Okay. Love that. I mean that that tracks. Haliax, Sean, are you still here?
Yeah.
Do you want to wrestle one of these sphinxes?
Then I think that's
Man,
about
I feel like you'd be like, I don't need to say anything to anybody, but before we go, could I wrestle you, Mr. Moonray? Like, is that a Haliax move? Or is that too much for him?
I think I have too much respect for them to know that they wouldn't want to do that, you know?
Okay. I respect that a lot. Somebody among your group, I'm assuming, would probably inquire, like, hey, what's gonna happen to our boy Teardrop Muse? They're like,
Aw, fuck that.
While sphinxes can be killed, we prefer, if they go off the path, to subject them to an eternity of suffering.
Oh, even better.
He will be well taken care of, and also in agony. And
Yo,
he takes you very seriously when he says that. He's not
you
fucking-
sphinxes. You sphinxes aren't fucking around. I like you guys.
That's right. When y'all were like, "We'll let you go," he was like, "No, they're gonna come get me." At this point, he knew that like enough had happened to where like these dudes were showing up to get him wherever he went. because they had like a sleek little thing where they were slipping by and not being noticed, but he knew all along that if they got noticed, it would all come crashing down. And that
So, quick PSA. Fetha was never gonna let Teardrop Muse leave alive.
Yeah, obviously, none of you were. You were gonna heal him for one hit point at a time, and be a dick about the agreement you made. I know that. That's why he teleported, or she teleported. Teardrop Muse was female by identity. I don't know why I air quoted female. But yeah, well, it's because they're androgynous. It doesn't matter. Um, yeah, of course not. It doesn't mean it wasn't fun to try. And honestly, I shouldn't even had Teardrop Muse do that because she was stalling anyways for these guys to show up because she knew she couldn't get away at this point. So it's like you just accept that fate. Like you're like, I can't escape. I might as well let y'all fucking be here too when it happens. I mean, they pretty much knew the situation, like boots on the ground. They had the info. They did a bunch of like there's like they scryed a bunch. They got and mages work for them and shit. I don't know how it works. I didn't make the organization. I just made it up.
We've just been sitting here silently, like feeding you rope to tie a noose. Just like
It's like
I'm into this. This whole time police aspect is really awesome, and I'm really
Yeah, dude.
excited to like get our feet back under us on our main timeline. You know what I'm saying?
well, that's basically what's happening, unless you guys have anything else to say or do in this
Honestly,
timeline.
trying to think of any like we can't really give ourselves any more advantage than we already have. And from what I'm looking at on my own personal character sheet, my character needs to fucking long rest like yesterday, like bad.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
So we need to hopefully have them send us somewhere locationally that's good. And if they said it'll be the time and place, then it'll be that we'll be arriving right back to where Faikieri is in that hotel room that you guys said. You guys had like
at the half mast in Kempsport. Yeah.
Yeah. So if all goes well, that's where we'll end up.
No. Wait.
No.
Were you guys?
Were we at the half mast or the bloated bounty?
Okay, well, we didn't exactly cover this because I think I said bloated bounty because I was imagining like right after the funeral, but it would 3 days work.
The funeral was
and
at next to Kempsport.
I still think it's the bloated bounty because it had been established. You guys were using that space as basically your war room. Mm-hmm. That's where you're having your meetings and your gatherings. Garth was coming there to see you. Savaran was meeting you there, so it only makes sense. So yeah, you guys are probably going to return directly to... I'm sorry, it's not the bloated bounty. It's like the room you have next door. It's not sanctuaried.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, it sounds like we're good to go.
Yeah, other than that, personally, I got nothing else more to add. I think Thenari might be considering, yeah, we'll help Jenny get to the bloated bounty, and then we're gonna go the fuck home. But that'll be a discussion for later.
So you meet a few other Sphinxes. One's name is Joyous Koi. And she's everybody's favorite. Okay. There's another one whose name is Sunrise Beauty. Now, at this point, you're getting the impression that they kind of choose these names, and they're not like given, but it's whatever.
Joyous Lotus?
No. Damn it. So yeah, Moonray, you know, he prepares you guys, separates the groups. Confirms that everybody, including Peepop, is where they're supposed to be, and he sends you on your way. For the purposes of this, I think obviously we're gonna keep going with the main guys. We'll have the low level dudes meet up with you when it's appropriate. They'll be high level at that point, so you guys can. Everybody's mains are 17 right now or 18?
17.
17. So all of your secondary characters you can level up to level 15 for
Oh,
when they
shit.
meet the party. Okay.
Oh damn.
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys will be level 15 by the time you meet
Sick.
back up with them.
Sick. Can we do multi-class stuff?
Whatever you want, man.
Nice.
It's your journey. Make it up and tell us about it at some point. But also don't make up too many details about the journey because I think that we've just created like the opportunity for like side games galore. Hello. Obviously, there's a certain amount of plot armor if we play with these characters and like a side vignette in between now and when you meet with the party. But you know, that doesn't mean that you guys aren't under threat or you dying, you know, doesn't threaten the party, or maybe these
Well, if they
situations we come
die-
up with for those scenarios don't involve like you dying isn't the threat, you know. Maybe we come up with something where you doing something, you know, makes like something with the story, affects something with the story going forward and such. So there are cool little things we can do with this now that we have it. And we're obviously going to let this lay for a minute and get back in the main game, but it's just nice to have there. So that's cool.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So obviously it's almost midnight, so we're pretty much going to call it at this point, but I have just a little bit for you guys about returning to the future. You return where you were, and you know what? I thought about it. I think you guys were at the half mast in Chemsport. I think the party had gathered in Chemsport for some reason when we had the discussion about you guys going back in time, and I think that's where you left from. And that's where you guys return to, is Chemsport. You return, Mayor Geary. You haven't even had the chance to go sit in the corner and cry yet. From your point of view, in
Still
fact,
crossing the room like they just left.
from your point of view, nothing happened. The spell didn't work.
That's wild.
Like, as far as you're concerned, they're just still there. But I'm sure they're going to shortly explain to you that's not the case. But Mayor Gary, you didn't go back in time.
Correct.
Now, you were also in hell for a long time. And you came out. And when you came out of hell, the sky was filled with portals. And slits in reality, and things were pouring out. A lot of them, constantly. And the reality that you came back to, that you walked out of the tunnels in Bajork Park to, or the reality that you became accustomed to out of walking out of those tunnels based on the events that happened in the first initial months of the Demon War. Those realities are much harsher and much worse than what the party went through initially. The demons are very much more powerful, very much more advanced, and they have many more inroads.
For Fi's view on it, would it be like normal to him that they're worse? Or is it all of a sudden
Yes, sorry,
yeah.
worse is a framework for everybody else.
Yeah, okay.
For you,
just,
they
like,
were
it's-
normal.
We're
But the
definitely
normal for
way
you,
more on like a losing side as opposed to like kind of holding our
right?
own. Yeah.
The
okay.
normal for you is different from what was the normal for everybody else, and that's why I'm sort of phrasing it like
So
this, because
what
you're
are
the
the
character who wasn't there.
If there
What?
was like a map, if there was like a map laid out, what have we lost compared to what we've been able to defend?
You've not lost ground. The biggest thing is the tears in the sky. But you've lost a lot more resources and forces.
Okay.
However, for some reason, the reality that you're used to, Savaran has a lot more resources at his disposal.
Nice.
There's not just 3 airships. There's fleets of airships flying about, dealing with these
Oh,
portals.
not nice. Oh shit.
Escalation happens with escalation.
Mm-hmm.
Things are a lot more advanced now, a lot more down the line than they were before. If you were to think about it, like when you went back in time, you guys were in like what would be considered between stage 1 and 2 of the demon invasion. You're at like a solid 3 right
Oh,
now. The reasons for that we can explore in game next week.
I like it.
You know, but yeah, things played out very similar, but not exactly the same as they did, unfortunately.
Holy shit.
Oh dear.
Monday night balloting.
You know, P-Pop's gonna be a beast the next time we see him.
Oh yeah, level 15 P-Pop. Yeah, there it is.
Yo, fucking P-Pop's a monster. The tiniest monster
Alright.
you've ever met.
What,
Hell
do you
yeah.
guys want to
Yeah,
go
level
through
15
leveling
P-Pop's
at all
pretty scary.
before we call it, or you want to just
Ooh,
end the stream?
we
here?
should. That's so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna level Jenny to 15.
Okay, so I leveled Thanari up to 12 fighter and 3 in rogue. So now I'm picking which rogue archetype I'm between Phantom and Soul Knife, or Swashbuckler. Soul Knife gives
I
her
mean,
like mind
Swashbuckler,
powers.
hello?
I'm not gonna go through P-Pop everything of P-Pop's yet. I was just looking at a few things, but I just leveled his character 15 and chose some random stuff to see what it would look like, and it's looking pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. Psychic Whispers, Psy Bolstered Knack.
Alright, no, actually, I gotta get to bed, you guys, so I'll do this next week.
No, that's
Sure.
totally fine. Hey, thank you
Same.
so much for joining, James. Really appreciate it, man. I know you're busy and I know school's rough. I really appreciate the effort, man. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to be here. Appreciate you guys.
All right, see you next week.
Adios.
Alright, boyos, with that, I think I'm gonna take my leave as well. Try and get some sleep in gym tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely,
Well,
it's
thank
all
you
good.
for playing. Let's
And,
just
yeah.
let's go ahead and wrap the stream there. Cole, thank you so much for DMing. This has been a presentation of the League of Justice on Monday Night Balladeer's Twitch channel. I am Billy. I was piloting Holden and Thanari tonight. I'll pass it along to Zach, who was piloting. Who were you piloting
Well,
tonight?
Let's not draw this out. Let's pass it along to Phil. Thank you so much, Phil.
It's a Monday night.
Playing Halo.
It's a Monday night.
It's not. It's gonna keep going. It's the thing.
Why is it
I can
so
see the
good?
grin on Zach's face. Look at his face in the webcam. He's a fucking asshole. Okay. At any rate, I would throw to you, Phil. Thank you so much. Thoughts for P-Pop and/or Fetha? Anything real fast before you go?
Real quick, thank you, Cole, for planning all this. I know it takes a lot of effort, time, and managing an entire restaurant of misfits. You still managed to do all this. Thank you very much for that. I'm enjoying every second of it. Thoughts for P-Pop? Yeah, I'm just gonna, get sneaky and stronger and, stab you. Because I'm P-Pop the Bloodletter. And for Fetha, Fetha just wants to get fucking Asmodeus.
Yeah, you got.
We just kill demons for a living, I guess, now.
Gosh, rough in these streets. Heard that. All right, cool. Thank you. Feel free to dip out. Thank you so much. Kate, if you have anything
Thanks,
closing
guys.
for Young Dab,
Peace.
you're welcome to say it. If not, it's all good. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yo Dab's just happy to have extra snacks and be going back to her timeline.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Okay. Heard that. Excellent. Extra snacks. Heard. All right,
Thanks
thanks,
for
guys.
helping,
That-
dude.
You better give me a bite of that cheese and sausage.
Maybe.
Alright, guys,
Okay.
have a good night. Cole, thank you again.
So,
Night, guys.
Night, guys.
Thank
It's
you.
nice playing with y'all.
Guys, thanks for playing.
Hell yeah. Peace out.
Peace.
right. So sorry, Billy. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Slap to Zach. You got this. I want to let them go if they wanted to go.
No, it's all good. That's it. That's us. It's just who we got left in the chat. We've got Sean, who was piloting Ghost of Spruce Stringbean and Haliax. It was fun to have you in here, man. Thanks for playing again. Appreciate it.
Good to be back.
What are you
Good
thinking?
to be back.
What's in store for Spruce? Is he going to join the party? I forgot to ask him if he was going to join during the game.
Yeah, he's gonna join. He's just I gotta do his level up into the cause I can't remember what he was. I think he was just a regular old bloke, but you know, cause we do so many side games. Can't remember.
Spruce was a dude who was born in the woods with a
Woods with the
fae. That's
fae,
his
yeah.
whole backstory, dude.
But
It's
I
right
don't
there.
think he wasn't like a multi-class. He was just regular class. He wasn't.
Yeah. You could. I mean, you could always say Spruce goes back to the fae where he was born in the woods. Fucks off. Like
Well,
that's
no,
fine
no,
too.
no. I think the best story would be to go back to the future and all we hear anywhere is that song being played everywhere. And Spruce's song is like taken off by the time we get back to the future.
Woods with the fae. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Also, on a non D&D related note, your icon for Discord, when it's in like the camera view, every time I look at it, I feel like it's a model of Azrael painted with the banner behind him, but it's your cat with a Christmas tree way in the background behind him. And I don't know if you can see it in the same view that I see it to understand what I see, but I think if you saw it the way I see it, you would be like, "Oh shit, I get it."
Let's check it out.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
Uh,
But yeah, cool, man. Love it. So Zach, how about you? Overall, how would you rate your time travel experience?
Probably a 9 out of 10. Honestly, it's.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was gonna be maybe like a 1 or 2 round in and out thing, but then the whole damn party
No, we don't do that.
transports back, and then shit hits the fan, and Ray was about to murder everyone else before that
Okay.
moment.
I just want to point out, first off, yes, I agree with you, and it's incredible, and I'm so happy with the way it all played out. The first time we talked about this was like just about a year ago, like coming up on it in general sense. Also, I thought it was gonna end. I really thought this was gonna end with you killing the party, going back, and keeping the timeline where it was, and I was still gonna have Phineas get ported by the little girl. And it was going to be like a neat little everything tied in a bow. Ray went back in time. He saved Jenny. Well, you weren't going to be able to save Jenny. You were going to have to give Jenny up, but you were going to save your wife and your former self. But it didn't happen that way. Not even close. Because these fuckers decided they couldn't wait. They didn't want to see their brand new level 7 characters get murdered.
Hell no.
Dude, the moment you running over to Eos and being like, "Don't worry, this won't hurt," was like fucking so incredible.
Yeah, I forgot.
I got chills down my spine when I listened to
She
it.
was
I
just
was
like,
"Yo, what?" Yeah. She
I
said,
have to do this.
wait, what? You were just like, you
Five
started
attacks
rolling
with, like,
attacks.
plus
It
11.
was so good.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it was so good. It was
Oh my
because
God.
I knew I was like, all right, I'm gonna empower him to take them out, and I like it would have still been a fight, you versus the Nari and Alisaria and all of them, because and at that point I wouldn't have had Phineas go full power on the rest of everybody. He would have held back because narrative purposes, right? I just think it would have been really cool to see that fight
it
play
turned
out.
out, though.
Meaning, no, how it turned out was incredible. But it's just like you think about it, like, damn, that also would. I think that would have been like equally as cool. Also, it was cool either way, and the way it played out was actually incredible because we made some lasting connections. You guys got boom boom. Everybody's gonna be friends now. Jenny and P-Pop are like best buds. What? I don't even know, but it's really good. And yeah, I mean that Sargoth is gone. He's not in the future anymore.
And I
Um,
was
That's exciting.
looking up on Billy's D&D Beyond. He only has one other monastic tradition, which is Way of the Cobalt Soul. The Astral Self, I guess that's the Cauldron of Tasha something other, which they
I thought I
phased
had
out
that
or
one.
archived it.
oh well, I mean I actually own that book. Natasha's Cauldron of Everything. I have that here at the house. I can just give it to you.
I thought I had
And you
that
can play out
digitally.
of
Maybe
that.
they're gonna re-release it or something.
If they took it away digitally, I mean I have the hard copy.
Yeah, I guess because if I do it that way,
There are free like character sheet editors that you can just input the information from the book.
yeah,
I think
or
even if it was
Or
phased
luckily,
out
this
or
group is pretty down to roll raw dice or just roll
yeah.
raw digital dice. You know.
Okay, I could juggle between it because
Tasha's
I was
Cauldron
reading
of Everything. I have that one.
Way of the Cobalt Soul, but
Way of
yeah,
the Astral
probably
Self.
I don't
Astral
think
Self seems a
Cobalt
little
Soul. I mean, hold on. There is. I mean, if you like Cobalt Soul, there is the story for Ray, young Ray. Learning that could be he just reads a lot on the road, just reading books, finding books, reading books. Like